lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
U.S. Truck Accessories, your #1 Central Arkansas source for truck accessories, specializing in camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, trailer hitches, steps, grill guards, bumpers, lift kits, and much more. With professional installation on all products they offer. Locations in Conway and Searcy. U.S. Truck Accessories offers their customers twice the service. Locally owned and operated by a military veteran since 2002. Visit in-store, online. U.S. Truck Accessories. Work
Live from
play
the
hard.
TruService Credit Union Studios. This is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block.
Welcome into the show. What's up, everybody? Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you, ready to roll on Out of Bounds. It is game day. Arkansas tonight, Texas A&M. Chance to, in my opinion, almost cinch a top 4 seed at the SEC tournament. I would say about 95% get it done. Beat Texas A&M. You got a 2-game lead over A&M. 2-game lead over the rest of the SEC. And by the way, Tennessee lost last night, so no longer in a tie with Tennessee. It's just a tie with Alabama. So I think tonight you knock off A&M, you got a really, really strong shot at being a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament and getting a double bye. That's what's on the line tonight. That and Joe Lunardi today. Let me pull that tweet up because it was significant. It was so significant, I bookmarked it on Twitter so I could go back to it during the show so we could discuss. We're going to talk a lot of basketball today and baseball a little bit. In fact, we'll hear from Dave Van Horn in just a second. Let me get this pulled up from Lunardi, his latest bracketology. It was released this morning, Joe. And for Arkansas and the Vanderbilt game, Arkansas A&M game, it says both teams with a legitimate opportunity to move up a seed line. Right now, Arkansas is the #1 5 seed, according to Lunardi, and he writes, with the win, have a legitimate opportunity to move up to the 4 seed.
That's big. That's big. And down this stretch, at the end of the season, we see it play out game by game. So every game is important to the cause now, and most important thing is picking up some wins along the way.
I'm looking at it. The other 4 seeds, the worst 4 seed, according to Lunardi's, Alabama. Now, Alabama tonight has Mississippi State at home. I fully expect Alabama to win that game easily. I don't see them jumping Alabama. Could it be Texas Tech, with the injuries, with JT Toppin? Will they be penalized once the tournament comes? Could that be the one they jump? Also, Michigan State is on that 4 line, and Virginia's been playing well as of late. But anyway, that's what Lunardi said. So, and the way I look at it, you move up to a 4 seed with the victory over A&M, you go to Florida the following game on Saturday and somehow pull off the victory, that could get you to the 3 line. Florida's net ranking is 7. That would be a huge victory to go on the road and knock off Florida. It can bump them up, and that's what we've been talking about. We've had a couple of callers say, wouldn't it be better to be a 6 seed than a 4 or 5? And we've all agreed. But you know what would be even better? Be a 3 seed. Now, with some losses, they could find themselves on that 6 line.
3-6 matchup, it's all the same. If you're a 6, you have to take out a 3. If you're a 3, you have to beat a 6. You're going to be favored, most likely, but you still have to win the game.
Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit what's on the line tonight. Last night in the SEC, you had one, I would say, it's not an upset. Missouri beat Tennessee. Missouri they were the underdogs. Tennessee was favored at Missouri, so it was an upset. Missouri wins 73-69. Nice second half for Missouri. And we saw it. Missouri's got a nice team. And even Coach Calipari said it after they're good. He said they're good. And Missouri now has some nice wins. They beat Florida. They beat Auburn at Auburn. Missouri's got some quality wins. And I think Missouri can be a tournament team if they take care of business the next 2 games on the road against the has-beens. But Missouri's problem is they lost some of these games this year. They've got some bad losses. They've got some really good wins, but they've got some bad losses. That's one thing Arkansas doesn't have. Arkansas doesn't have a bad loss that the committee's going to go, oof, they lost to them? I mean, you look at it, I don't know what Arkansas's worst loss is. I know the most disappointing loss is home against Kentucky, but I don't know that Arkansas has a bad loss. Anyway.
Well, that's the best thing about this time of the year. You don't have to worry about if you're in the tournament. You worry more about seeding. And so that's the best part of when you're squarely in the tournament. You feel good about your chances there. All you worry about is seeding and trying to improve seeding.
Missouri goes on the road to play at Mississippi State Saturday and next midweek they're at OU. So take care of business against those 2 teams. I think Missouri's in. Also last night, Oklahoma beat Auburn. You want to talk about a team struggling? Auburn. Auburn, severe blow to their chances of making the NCAA tournament. Right now, they're listed as the last team to get a bye. They are dropping. Auburn's got to figure things out down the stretch or they could miss the NCAA tournament. They still have a tough game against Alabama at the end of the season. But Auburn's got to figure out what the heck is going on before they fall out of the NCAA tournament. And Oklahoma took it to them last night. No defense from Auburn. Oklahoma wins 91-79. They were hitting the 3 last night. And I watched Kentucky, South Carolina. It drew me in because it was a lot closer than I was expecting. South Carolina not very good. They got Meechie Johnson. They got a couple of nice players. But Kentucky fooled around. It was a low-scoring game at the half. And I was like, let me watch this. Let me see. It was 28-21 at the half. Glad I didn't watch the first half. But I tuned it in at halftime. I was like, okay, maybe South Carolina can pull off the upset. And they tied it up. And they were legit playing with Kentucky. And down the stretch, Kentucky hit a couple of shots. South Carolina started missing. Then they started pressing a little bit, got tight, and Kentucky ended up beating them by 9, 72-63. But it was a very close game in the second half, and Kentucky avoids the upset. And they improved to 9-6, along with Missouri at 9-6. They're 2 games behind Arkansas and Alabama. Tennessee at 10-5, A&M at 9-5. So that's a look at the SEC from last night. Tonight in the SEC, you have, pull up the games for tonight. You have, besides Arkansas and A&M at 8 o'clock, the 6 o'clock game on ESPN2, Florida, Texas. Sucks to root for the Longhorns, but you want Texas to win tonight and hand Florida a loss. And then Arkansas takes care of A&M. You're 1 game behind. And if you go to Florida and get a victory, you're tied for the SEC for the SEC lead. Also tonight, Georgia is at Vanderbilt. That's a good game. 6 o'clock on the SEC network. 8 o'clock, Mississippi State at Alabama. And at 8 o'clock on the SEC network, you have LSU at Ole Miss. And no one's going to be watching that around here because everybody's going to be watching Arkansas and A&M. And I don't know why you would want to watch Ole Miss LSU. Diamond Hogs, they got their first pitch here in 1 hour and 45 minutes yesterday. You already know they lost to Arkansas State. Not only lost, they just got hammered, beat in every single phase of the game. They were out-hit. They were out-pitched. A-State did a better job in the field. A-State did a better job running the bases. Arkansas, if you want to be concerned, if you want to be upset, don't be concerned about losing to A-State. Be concerned about how bad Arkansas played yesterday. They didn't hit. They didn't pitch well. They didn't field. And they had base running mistakes. That's the concern I would have, or I do have. But it's not much of a concern because it's a midweek game early in the season. I don't think it's going to carry over, and it's going to make this a bad team. I think, more than anything, it was great for A-State, and it was good for Arkansas to get that slap in the face and realize you better come to play, you better be focused, because you can lose any time. Here's Dave Van Horn. Somewhere.
Hopefully you learn something from that. And,
that's what I said.
We get to play again tomorrow. And, we're down in numbers, and the guys got to play. Backup catcher's sick, different guys are sick, and it's just the way it is. Leadoff man sick, hurt, and better now than later. But we got to find a way to get through it.
I was going to ask about Ruiz. What's an update on him when he might be able to play again?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be real iffy to play him tomorrow, and I'm hoping I can play him this weekend. But I'm not going to play. I'm not planning on playing him tomorrow.
So you got a different left fielder out there. Ruiz, got to be careful with him with the calf strain. But you know what? We said this team's got some depth. Zach Stewart played again yesterday and hit another home run. Now, he also misplayed a ball in right field that led to a big inning for Arkansas State.
Midweek losses happen all the time, but, yeah, can't blame it on players being out of the lineup because that's what they're there for. They feel good about this entire roster, and whenever someone is out of the lineup, it's those players, their opportunity to go in and show what they can do.
Yesterday, number 1, LSU lost to McNeese State. Number 2, UCLA lost to San Diego State. Number 4, Georgia Tech lost to Georgia State. And Arkansas lost to Arkansas State. So that's 4 of your top 6 teams lost yesterday, midweek games. Don't freak out. In fact, I saw this too. Sun Belt Conference yesterday went 8-2. They had wins over Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Alabama, and Kansas State. Sun Belt's a good conference. It's a good league. It's a multi-league bid. It is, they've got solid teams up and down. It is a race every year to who wins the Sun Belt. We see Arkansas play some mid-majors, and those leagues aren't very good. That's not the case. Sun Belt is very good. Arkansas pitchers yesterday. Here's Dave Van Horn after giving up, 12 runs, 14 hits?
Well, they got to locate better. I mean, that's bottom line. It's all about location. Pitching's all about location. You see guys throwing 95 and the ball goes out of the park. You see guys throwing 87, 88, and they're getting you out on 6 pitches. And, getting 3 outs on 6, 8 pitches is because of location, and you can't square it up. And, the whole key to pitching is, keeping guys off balance and locating different pitches with different speeds. And we got to do a better job.
Mm-hmm. Arkansas State pitchers got the job done.
The wind was kind of blowing out, but if you hit it down the left field line, I mean, you got to give credit. They hit a ball to right field into the wind. So did we out of the park. I didn't know balls would go out today that way, to be honest with you. The ones that were hit to left field, they were pushed a little bit by the wind, but they hit them good. Their pitching just did a good job of, keeping us off base. They didn't walk people, and obviously we didn't get enough base hits. Again, we've got to do a better job with the end of the order. They've got to start helping us more.
He was asked last night who was going to be the starting pitcher today, and he didn't have an answer, but they have announced that DeCreamer, the transfer from Oregon State, will be on the mound. Not sure how many innings they can get out of him. Maybe 3. Today will be another bullpen day. See a lot of guys coming in and getting their opportunity, and see if it's a little better today. First pitch, 3 o'clock. 2:30 is the pregame show over on Buzz 2. All right, here's the plan for today. We got Kevin Bohannon talking a little more baseball with us. He'll put this loss in perspective, I'm sure. He's at 1:30, thanks to hogsports.com. Then at 2:10, we're going to play the interview I did with Paul Biancardi, the ESPN National High School recruiting analyst, their guru. And he loves this recruiting class that John Calipari has signed and got the commitment from Jordan Smith. So he kind of breaks down all 3 players and tells us what he likes. I wanted to play that for you. So we'll play that around 2:10 after the Razor Hog update. And Andrew Hutchinson will join us at 2:30 today. We'll get a preview of the Arkansas A&M game from him. Let's go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Man, you guys jumping in quickly today. 2-0 says, this is excellent for bettors if it goes through. The state-controlled books have limited options. Arkansas Racing Commission is scheduled to meet Thursday at 11 a.m. in Little Rock. Oaklawn is looking to co-brand with FanDuel, while Southland is looking to partner with DraftKings. Bet Saracen and Pine Bluff opposes these rule changes and believes sports betting should be regulated in state according to Amendment 100 passed by the voters. Huh. I have to look into that. I don't know much about that, honestly. If it's good or bad, wait, Bet Saracen says it's bad? I'll say it's bad. Hog Baseball, what's up? Nothing. Nothing's up. They played like crap. They did. That's it. They had a bad day. And they picked a bad day to have a bad day because they were playing an in-state team, and it gets a little bit more attention. If they had been playing Louisiana Monroe and had a bad day, everybody been like, God, it sucks. They lost. But it gets overblown and thrown out of proportion because they lost to A-State for the first time ever. And I choose to look at it, kudos to A-State. They deserved to win, honestly. They played really well.
No, it's definitely a positive for them.
Inksko from Little Rock, he went to Oklahoma, transferred to Arkansas State, playing shortstop. Dude was balling yesterday. He took a ball in the hole, dove. I think it was Nolan Souza hit it up the middle, and I was like, all right, there you go, base hit. That'll get the inning going. Dude, dove, got it, jumped to his feet, threw him out. I was like, that's a hell of a play. Tip of the cap. And there are a lot of Arkansas guys on that Arkansas State team. You know it meant a lot to them yesterday. 870 says, I put the Oakland $10 bonus bet on Oklahoma to win. Can't believe it actually hit. Well, that paid well. Good job. TP says the way things are shaping up, Arkansas's bad loss would be at Auburn by 30. Diamond Hogs will be average once again. Once again? When's the last time Arkansas has been average in baseball? Seriously, was that about a decade ago when they didn't make it to the NCAA tournament? The only time they've never been to the NCAA tournament under Dave Van Horn? If your idea of average is having the most SEC wins of anybody in the conference for the last 8 years consistently, then your definition of average sucks. I guess you could say their worst loss is Auburn, but I think people who know basketball realize that's a very difficult place to play, and Auburn is a very good home team, and so I don't think they're going to say that's a bad loss.
Depends on how Auburn finishes, though.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about how the perspective on certain teams, they change as the season goes on. So they've been playing, and they look at end of season also. Mm-hmm. So if they haven't been playing good at this time and that continues, then it could be viewed as a bad loss when they look at their entire body of work.
Yeah, that's a bad loss from Auburn last night at Oklahoma. They have lost, good Lord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7. But the one win was against Kentucky. That Pope felt like they were cheated, remember, and got fined. But they lost to Tennessee, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Arkansas. It's a tough stretch. They screwed up by losing at Mississippi State and at Oklahoma. If you win the games you're supposed to, that looks a lot better. Now, Auburn has Ole Miss at home, LSU at home. Must wins. You have to win those games at home if you're an NCAA tournament team. Then they finish on the road at Alabama. So if they take care of business, I think Auburn's fine. Because going to Alabama is not going to hurt them and drop them. That's not a bad loss. But you can't lose to Ole Miss or LSU if you're Auburn. UCLA and LSU also last night. Yeah, we pointed that out midweek. It happens. A-State had Ole Miss beat last week in baseball. It only made sense when we're not playing with a full team. Talking about the Razorbacks, yeah, they had a chance. I think Ole Miss scored in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, walked it off to beat Ole Miss. Had their chance, learned from that opportunity, and played much better yesterday. Can you imagine the parlay on those college baseball upsets? Good Lord, yes. If you had a money lined those teams to win yesterday, you would have hit big. I don't hear Cal making any excuses, and they're playing conference play. No excuse to get beat that bad by ASU. Next man up, embarrassing. I don't think Dave Van Horn made any excuses.
He mentioned that certain players were out of the lineup.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about.
Well, Matt Jones asked him if last week he mentioned in the press conference that they had strep throat. I guess it was Sunday after the game. He mentioned that they have strep throat running through the clubhouse. And he's like, there's some guys that didn't play. Is it strep throat still an issue? And he said, no. Now the issue is flu. We've got guys not even here. We sent them home because they got the flu, and we don't want them giving it to everybody else. So he was asked about it. Eanscove's dad was on the Hogs basketball championship team. Yep, Mike, thank you for pointing that out. I know he is very proud of his sons. I follow him on Twitter that plays baseball. Arkansas has some idiot fans, Wes. We always will. All sports on the Hill have circulated that flu. This is the second time it's gone around since January. They talked about it a lot yesterday. Yeah, it's that time of the year. I was talking with a high school basketball coach not too long ago, and he's like, it's the flu and cold season. We're battling it just like everybody else. We got players missing practices, missing games, and you just have to roll with it and hope everybody gets healthy and over it before the state tournament begins. By the way, the regional state tournament begins today. Got teams, I guess it's I think it's at 4 o'clock. It's when the first game is. But you got regional play for high school basketball starting up today, and then the state tournament begins next week. Isn't that crazy? We are already here, and then the next thing you know, we'll be in Hot Springs for the state championships games. Of course, once again, all the state championship games will be broadcast right here on 103.7 The Buzz, or if we have to move them due to Razorbacks and other programming, 106.7 The Buzz. All right, there you go. That's a good first segment. I appreciate everybody writing in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. We'll take some more tweets, texts later on. We'll take some phone calls later on. But we have to take a break. Kevin Bohannon, hogsports.com, will join us next. Stick around. We're just getting started.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday, the Razorbacks fell to Arkansas State 12-4, but the Hogs weren't the only top college baseball team to lose. Georgia State beat number 5 Georgia Tech 9-4. McNeese State beat number 2 LSU 7-6, and San Diego State beat number 1 UCLA 4-3. The Razorbacks and Red Wolves play one more time today. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2 starting at 2:30. And tonight in college basketball action, the 20th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks host the Texas A&M Aggies. Tip-off from Bud Walton Arenas at 8 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and, of course, coverage can be heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
Stick around after each Razorback basketball game for the Bet Saracen Basketball Postgame Show with Wes Moore and Christian Weaver, live from Walk-Ons in Little Rock. Bet Saracen is the leader in sports betting in Arkansas. Make sure you have your Bet Saracen app downloaded to your mobile device. Get the best sports betting app in Arkansas and start winning today.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. If that means us giving a little too much for your trade or selling ours or just a little too cheap or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
Attention, if you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
At CertaPro, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, and CertaPro will cover the cost of paint and primer. Hurry, though, as these incredible savings only apply to jobs done in January and February, so make sure to schedule yours today. Since these are the slowest months, CertaPro just wants to keep great crews busy. It's that simple. Don't wait. Schedule today at CertaPro.com before the schedule fills up. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. CertaPro. That's painting happy.
This is Pat Bradley, and Happy New Year from the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. Maybe you made a New Year resolution to eat better, and Wood Grill Buffet has a huge 200-item buffet of fresh, delicious dishes to make the New Year special. Or maybe your resolution is to lose weight. Wood Grill is a huge salad bar and lots of hot veggie items. We'll also cater and bring all the food to you, and you can get it with a quick call or online order to pick up. If you're like me, let's enjoy some great basketball and some great food from Wood Grill Buffet. Two of my favorite things. They're open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner at the Congo Road exit in Benton.
Hey, it's David Basil for Luxury Pool and Spa. Can you feel it in the air? Oh, I can. It's hot tub season, and I love my hot tub from Luxury Pool and Spa. You can too. They have Fantasy and Caldera hot tubs in stock and ready for delivery. Luxury Pool and Spa also carries Sharona Spa chemicals and frog systems. I use both in my hot tub. You gotta have them. Luxury Pool and Spa also has Pollywood Adirondack outdoor furniture for sitting around your fire pit with family and friends. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at TruService.net.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I expect everybody that plays us to get excited about playing here and playing us. And, you know, I've been on the other side of it. I've coached at schools, at mid-majors, so to speak. And when we get a chance to play, you know, the Power 5 type schools, Power 4 schools now, our guys were pretty excited about it. And, you know, it's another game. It's another team. We have to show up. We have to play better. But today they just took it to us.
Yeah, A-State blows out Arkansas yesterday, thoroughly outplayed them. Let's bring in Kevin Bohannon, hogsports.com. He is on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. What's up, K-Bo? How are you?
Hey, doing good, guys. It's everybody panicking and wondering what's next for Dave Van Horn and the Razorbacks. There's people ready to clean house, believe it or not.
Really?
Now, you know people overreact to baseball because they think every game is life or death, and they treat it like football or basketball. That's the biggest thing. That's my mission that I've been on the last 8 years since I've been doing this, is to try to get people to understand that dropping a midweek game is not the end of the world. Do they want to be perfect? Yes, Dave Van Horn wants to win every game. The players want to win every game. It's not going to happen. LSU, you had 4 top 6 teams get beat yesterday. Georgia Tech lost to Georgia State. LSU lost to McNeese State. UCLA lost to San Diego State. That's 4 top-ranked teams got beat by other in-state schools from mid-major conferences.
How do you go about explaining that and getting it across to people to let them feel that message?
I do the best that I can, Joe. It just doesn't work. But here's what I'm joking a little bit, but here's the deal. They started Carson Willis, who had never played in a Razorback game before yesterday, at designated hitter. Nolan Sousa played third base. Carson Brumbaugh was out for flu symptoms. They've had a flu epidemic going through the athletic department, evidently. And they changed up a few things. Was it their normal lineup? Pretty much, yeah. They had, Helfrich in there, Kozel in there, and it's that was their 8th game of the year in a little over 2 weeks. So it's going to happen. It's baseball. ASU's good. They're a better team under Mike Silva. They were aggressive early in the count, and if there was a mistake by an Arkansas pitcher, they executed on that mistake. Cross jumper went to Tennessee. He got some really good guys that are really talented, and cross jumpers played over 150 collegiate baseball games. You don't hang him a slider. Ashton Quiller was preseason Sun Belt Conference. Patrick Ingscove, preseason All Sun Belt at shortstop. Perfect game. D1 Baseball had him as the best shortstop in the Sun Belt Conference. That includes Coastal Carolina, Troy, Southern Miss, who's one of the best teams in the nation. Yeah, Arkansas State was only picked 9th, but they finished 8th last year. And, you know, Mike Silva, what he's building at Jonesboro is to be commended because, you know, Tommy Raffo, great guy, great baseball mind, did a lot of good things for Jonesboro. But Mike Silva's trying to put them on the level with Dallas Baptist, a Southern Miss, a Coastal, teams like that, to where there's, you know, the national media starts respecting Arkansas State, and wins like that will do it for you. But Arkansas fans just don't need to panic yet. Now, if it happens today and they start losing more games like that, yeah, let's freak out. But it's still early in the season.
You know what bothered me? It wasn't losing to A-State. It was just the way they played. They didn't pitch well. They didn't hit well. They didn't field the ball. They didn't run the bases well. I mean, they played poorly in all 4 phases of baseball. And A-State, you know what? Outplayed them in every single phase.
Yeah, and I'm a big proponent in the baseball gods. That they are real. And Peyton Lee shook off Ryder Helfrich. He shook him off. He wanted to throw 3 straight sliders. Well, a 3rd straight slider got hit into the bull hog pen out there. You don't do that. I mean, you're a freshman and you shake off a junior catcher that's going to be a 1st, 2nd round draft pick. Go with your catcher. Don't shake your catcher off. Watch Bull Durham. Watch that. See what happens. Yeah, he hit the bull. So it's, you know, things like that. Carson Willis running into third base. You never make the 1st or 3rd out at third base. He made the 3rd out right there. That kept Reese Robinette from scoring and making it, you know, 6-3 ball game. You know, still have some bad approaches at the plate. TJ Pompey, I'm glad he got a hit late in the game off the right field wall, because if there was ever a guy that needed a hit, it was him yesterday. It was that guy. Their defense has been playing pretty good. Nolan Sousa made the throwing error yesterday that brought Reese Robinette off at the end of the game. But, you know, they get to go out there and play again today. That's the great thing about this game. You get to put yesterday behind you and go take care of business today.
Tabo, with the shake-off, though, you have to admire the confidence that's there.
Absolutely. And, you know, Arkansas State came out yesterday ready to play. And you can kind of see it from the crowd to the players on Arkansas side. They were just kind of going through the motions, it seemed. And even when, you know, Troy Eklund makes a comment on TV or Bubba Carpenter does on radio that it's just dead, you can see that. You can feel that. But what Arkansas guys have to understand is Dave Van Horn brought them there to that program as a training ground for professional baseball. What do you do in professional baseball, guys? You play every day. You eat, live, breathe, sleep baseball 24/7, 365. That's what you do. That's your profession. That's your career choice at that point. Now, college baseball has gotten to a point to where you're paying players, and there's a certain level of expectation. They are still expected to be student athletes, though, so they have to learn how to time management, certain things that they have to do on a daily basis to get ready, but they're expected to act like a professional because that's what their ultimate goal is to be a professional. They just didn't look professional yesterday.
Yeah. I got DeCreamer on the mound today. What will we see out of him?
Really liked what I saw out of James DeCreamer down in Arlington. You're going to get a fastball that's going to be low to mid-90s. The slider is really good, and it's going to be in that mid-80s range. The key about Arkansas State is they're going to come out and be aggressive again today because why not? It worked for them yesterday. Why change that up? That's the hallmark of a Mike Silva team is they're going to be gritty. They're going to take advantage of mistakes in the zone, and they're going to try to attack you early to get to a bullpen. So Mike Silva knows what Dave Van Horn and Matt Hobbs is going to do as far as their pitching goes today. Look, they're going to roll out to Kramer. Then they got Mark Brissy. You got Jackson Kircher. Then you got Joey Lorenzini. You probably got 4 guys right there, and then maybe a weekend guy that maybe wants to get a bullpen inning in. He gets out there and goes for 3 outs, 20 pitches, what have you. So they got to go out there. And DeCramer and Ryder Helfrich, if he's behind the plate, which I expect him to be because he does not want to sit on the bench, they have to know that Arkansas State's going to attack early. So mix it up. You can't throw first pitch fastball every time because they're going to jump on it. They did yesterday. Mix it up a little bit. Work the edges more. Got to stay out of the middle of the plate for sure.
You expect the lineup to change any from yesterday, and maybe get some more players in there?
Yeah, depending on who's healthy. I think, Damian Ruiz, they really want to make sure his calf is good. He had a minor strain coming out of the game, this past weekend. So if he's not healthy, I think they'll give Christian Turner a shot, and he's more of a traditional left fielder than Zach Stewart is. You could see it on that ball late in the game. I think it was the 8th inning yesterday where he overran it by about 10 yards and had to jump back and try to get it. He's not used to reading that spin. To that, I say he's been playing baseball for 4 years in college. He knows how to read spin. So that was just a terrible play. So I like Christian Stewart out there. Give your young guys an opportunity. Let them get out there, swing it a little bit. Other than that, they have to get some of their other guys going. Reese Robinette swinging it well. Aloy, Helfrich, Kozel. Those guys, they're swinging a good bat right now. You got to keep them growing, keep them in the groove of everything. But you got to get some other guys going. If Brumball's available to play, he needs to because he needs the at-bats. And then Pompey and New need to swing it as well.
Kevin Bohannon with us, hogsports.com. He's on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. K-Bo, how big of a win was this for Arkansas State?
It's huge in terms of, what they want to do as a program. Last year, they were 8th. They had qualified for the Sun Belt Conference tournament. That was, step 1. Now step 2 is to get up in that top 4 for them to get maybe a national at-large bid if they don't win the conference. That's the goal of the program right now. So they needed something that they could hang their hat on and say, look, we can do this. They lost last week to Ole Miss 7-6. They were up late in that game, and then it just kind of really fell apart on them, and they lost. But they battled, and Ole Miss is ranked now. So for them to come out, that just shows that all the hard work that they had put in, it was a validation game more than anything. So it validated the hard work that they've put in, and believe it or not, Wes, it's going to help recruiting big time. Look, we're going to these SEC schools, and we can win at their places. Mm-hmm. That's going to give you the opportunity to get in front of scouts and get in front of player personnel people every time we go to these SEC places, because they're going to be looking at these SEC schools. Now they're going to be able to look at us as well and be like, oh, picked up this guy on my scouting radar. So that's going to help recruiting more than anything.
What does Sun Belt look like as a whole?
I consider it a power conference because you got Coastal, who finished runner-up to LSU at the College World Series last year. They've made it twice in terms of the College World Series. They won it in 16 and then finished runner-up last year. Southern Miss, besides Arkansas winning 40 games for 8 straight seasons, the only other team to do that is Southern Miss. And then you got Troy, who should have been an NCAA team last year. Their depth this year is a lot better. You got Texas State, you got a Georgia State that can play in it as well. So they're a very deep conference. A lot of people still consider them mid-major, but when you've got multiple teams in the top 10, you're not a mid-major conference. You're a power conference because of where they're at, where they recruit kids from, and they get a lot of pro guys on the campuses of these universities.
How many Arkansas high school kids did Arkansas State have on that team yesterday?
Started 3 is my count. They had Patrick at short, cross jumper, and then Cason Campbell that started at first base was from McCrory. But they've got more. Jake Henry Williams is from Jonesboro. He played with cross jumper. He's a two-way guy for them. He could DH today or play first base. But, they did really good out of the transfer portal getting some guys. Some guys came from Nicholls State with Coach Silva, but they're going to start 3 or 4 just about every game from the state of Arkansas.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And you're a baseball guy and love high school baseball. Give me the state of college baseball in the state of Arkansas. How do you think it is?
The recent coaching hires that they made at Arkansas State and UAPB raised the profile for a state as a whole. Used to, it was you had Arkansas, then there was a big gap, and then UALR and Arkansas State would, kind of be 2 and 3. It just all depends. Chris Curry has Little Rock at that second spot right now. What they did last year at LSU, it got them on the national map. It got a lot of guys talking about what they're doing, and they've come out, started really well this season. Mike Silva has taken Arkansas State up a notch. Logan Stout at UAPB has taken those guys up a notch because he's able to get guys at UAPB that, have been at other schools. Maybe they were down on the pitching staff just a little bit. They weren't getting the number of innings. Now they're able to go to UAPB and be the guy. He's going to have a couple of draft picks this year coming out of Pine Bluff. So a couple of pitchers especially. So now, are they going to be world beaters? Not yet, but they've got an influx of money. Jonesboro's building a 40,000 square foot indoor facility up there. It's something that's way overdue. What Little Rock's doing, they returfed everything. They're building a new 2,500 seat capacity stadium complex that's going to be over by the Coleman Dairy facility there in Little Rock. And now UCA, what Nick Carlin's done there, they're struggling right now, but they've got a lot of in-state guys. It just keeps getting better. Every year that I've looked at signing day and signing period stuff, it used to be, you'd have 40 or 50 guys sign. This past year, there were over 100 high school athletes signed to play baseball at the next level. And JUCOs helped that more than anything. UA Rich Mountain, Southern Arkansas University, or South Ark Community College. That's helped things out a lot. Then you got the D2 schools like Harding, Henderson State, OBU, and Southern Arkansas that are playing at a high level in the D2 scene every year. So it's just gotten better and allows kids to play at the next level rather than go out of state to a JUCO. They can keep everybody here, have homegrown talent, then send them to a 4-year school, and it just keeps the cycle going. So it's great to see more kids get the chance to play at the next level.
Kevin Bohannon with us on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. Cabo, Nate from Conway has a comment for you. He says the strikeouts are way too high. It's not just the A-State game. Yet again, hitters are taking too many pitches and getting deep into counts and not aggressive early in the counts. Thompson, deep over-swinging hitters showing so far. More team speed than we've ever had in a while and fail to move runners and play any small ball. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he's 100% on point with that. Look, the goal for when they get in conference is to get to the bullpen. That's what they want to do. You can get to a bullpen quicker by knocking a guy out of the game than taking pitches and running his pitch count up. That's my philosophy. Look, if they're going to be in the zone and be first pitch strike, that's the goal of every pitcher. I want to get ahead. Why don't you take advantage of that? Because we've seen that a lot of these guys are not good two-strike hitters. Kuhio Aloy has gotten better with two strikes this year. And I'm going to use a phrase right here. It's called maintaining barrel integrity. He keeps his bat in the zone longer on two strikes, meaning he can run into a pitch and loop it into left field like he did the other day for the walk-off win against Xavier. But some of these guys, they get down 0-2. TJ Pompey saw 8 straight strikes yesterday and was not close to touching one of them. He fouled the 9th one off. He was going to go 0 for 3 with 9 straight strikes, with 3 strikeouts. And luckily, he flared one off. But why not jump on it? You've seen a lot. Kendall Diggs was a big one. He used to take 2 strikes. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Let's roll with that. So, and it's not Kendall, but, maybe that's a philosophy they want to do. You've seen times where they've been more aggressive. On Sunday against Xavier, they were. They got 14 hits that game. They want to pick and choose times to do it. Situational hitting has been up and down. It's been inconsistent. I would say that at best. It hasn't been terrible. But they've been able to move base runners. Saturday with 2 outs, they hit 5, or Sunday with 2 outs, they hit 588. They were 10 for 17 with 2 outs on Sunday. That's huge situational hitting right there. So they've had flashes of it. They just need to be more consistent at it.
Kevin, we appreciate it. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
Kevin Bohannon, hogsports.com on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. We'll take a break, come back, wrap up our first hour. Phone calls are welcome. We can talk Arkansas, Texas A&M. Your thoughts on the game tonight. How do you feel? 7.5 is your line on Bet Saracen. Your calls, your comments next on Out of Bounds.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 26th as the women take on Morehead State at 5 o'clock and the men at 7. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers, your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
What's going on, everyone? DJ Williams here with The Buzz. You know we got to recap that Hogs game on the Zone, so make sure you tune in for that. We're going to have our Red Rat Report thanks to our friends at UAMS. Also from UAMS, Dr. O'Malley is going to join us. So if you got all those bumps and bruises, get the questions in right now, and the doc will answer those. Once again, that's thanks to UAMS Health Ortho. Now, we're going to be joined by Zach Gillum at Oaklawn. A lot on the board when it comes to wagering in sports. That's thanks to Oaklawn Sports. And Nancy Holtis, we got the ponies racing Friday. Very excited about that. Rebel Weekend. She is brought to us from our friends at Winner's Circle Concierge. We got a jam-packed show. Can't wait for y'all to tune in. The Zone, where sports and entertainment come crashing together.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies. We work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win. And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Out of bounds on 1037 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
Down a back road where the White River runs and the southern sun makes a cousin grow.
Back at it. Wrap up our first hour. If you want to join us, come on, 661-1037. I'll hit the Middleton Heat and Air text line. 501 wants to know, is there any news on Knox? Nope, nothing new. Probably won't hear anything for another week or two. but had a little meniscus surgery. And at best, he's probably out a couple weeks, 4 weeks. At worst, it could be longer. But we have not heard anything since the surgery. Could midweek games, baseball games, be the hardest to handicap? Oof, could be, yeah. Yeah, you think about some of these teams that are hosting midweek games, the Power 4 teams, they may use this as a chance to rest some of their regulars, get a chance to develop some of your young players. So you don't know how they're going to play against some of these other teams. And you think about the opposing team, this is huge. It's a huge game for them, a huge opportunity. We saw it yesterday all throughout the country, not just Arkansas State. So, yeah, I think you're right. You're onto something. 870 says strep throat is all about washing your hands, especially in multiple bathroom users. No excuse. In multiple bathroom users. No excuse. Jake says, the creamer? Who's catching? The sugar? That'd be a heck of a battery. The creamer or the sugar? Thanks, Jake. Wes, I'm glad you've given the Sun Belt its due cause. Southern Miss is going to Omaha this year. Okay. Well, they've been really good the last couple of years, as Cabo pointed out. Arkansas is in Southern Miss, the only teams to win 40 games the last 8 years. They've been consistently very good. I mean, Southern Miss has been hosting regionals. Didn't they host a super regional one year, I want to think? I mean, Southern Miss, year in, year out, very good program. We read Nate Conway. Y'all remember when UALR cleaned Razorbacks' clock not too many years back in baseball? Sure do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was like 17-9 or something like that. I think the Little Rock Trojans put up 17 runs on them, hit a bunch of home runs. That was a huge victory for Little Rock. And Arkansas went on to the College World Series that year. Not a big deal for them. It was great for the Little Rock Trojans. And Coach Curry even told us that. I mean, it just showed his guys, you can compete on this level. 870 says, Joe, tell Wes and Cabo to stop sugarcoating. I don't think I am, but I know Cabo wasn't. I mean, he talked about the hitting. Hitting's been an issue. They got to do a better job. Situational hitting's not been good. Overall hitting, not good enough.
We'll see what it looks like in a few weeks.
Yeah. What's the line on the baseball game today? Thinking about a nice little basketball parlay. Let me look here. Pull up my Bet Saracen app. We have baseball. Arkansas's minus 4.5 runs. Money line minus 850. A-State's getting 4.5 runs. Money line plus 525. Basketball hasn't changed. Oh, it has changed. Arkansas is now favored by 8.5. Over-unders at 170.5. There you go. That's the Bet Saracen. Coming up, Razor Hog Update. We'll play an interview with Paul Biancardi.
Hawks Homes running inventory clearance. Now you can save thousands on remaining clearance models. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. Don't have land yet? Don't worry. Hawks can finance the land and the home together in one payment. And now through the end of March, Hawks has lenders offering $500 down land home loans with certain credit scores. Remember, we can custom build your new home for you as well. That's hawkshomes.net.
It's the Hot Springs Boat Tackle and RV Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Hot Springs Convention Center. Over 100,000 square feet of boats and RVs on display and at discount show prices. A great selection of discount fishing tackle. Win a new Havoc VJ duck boat, courtesy of the Hot Springs Sentinel Record and Gregor Marine. Unlimited free parking. Adults $10, kids 12 and under free. Don't miss the best boat and RV prices of the year at the Hot Springs Boat Tackle and RV Show this weekend only at the Hot Springs Convention Center.
Out of Bounds Hotline on 103.7 The Buzz is presented by D3 Auto Sales, Arkansas's #1 independent used car dealership, specializing in level and lifted trucks. D3AutoSales.com.
Our guys aren't so bad, right?
This is taking unsportsmanlike conduct to a whole new level.
Well, maybe not. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Russellville School District has added to the growing list of Arkansas school districts that are no longer using the school photo company LifeTouch. District leaders posted a statement on social media saying they won't be using them as a vendor due to recent accusations surrounding Jeffrey Epstein. This comes after Morrilton Primary Schools announced on Friday it was cutting ties with LifeTouch. In other news, repairs are needed after a dump truck crashed into a bridge in Ouachita County. RDOT officials say it hit a bridge over Mizzle Creek, causing Highway 79B to close. There is no word on if anyone was injured. Officials say the bridge is closed until repairs are finished. And Little Rock Police is asking for your help in finding a missing 15-year-old. Jalecia Sanders is 5 feet 7 inches tall and about 180 pounds. If you've seen her, call police. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Byrne Jr.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Looks like it's going to be a cloudy day with a high of 68 degrees, a little breezy, a southwest wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we will remain cloudy, a 10% chance of a really light brief shower with an overnight low temperature of just 53. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Down south, a handshake means something, and we let our actions do the talking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is rooted in Southern tradition and grit. Southern-born and raised and Arkansas-based, Brad Hendricks is named a Mid-South super lawyer year after year. So for car and big truck wrecks, medical malpractice, wrongful death, bankruptcy, and Social Security claims, his law firm produces results. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Southern roots, serious results.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter agents Justin Sollers, Dan Cook, or Brian Kress in North Little Rock today.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Hey, it's David Basil for Luxury Pool and Spa. Can you feel it in the air? Oh, I can. It's hot tub season, and I love my hot tub from Luxury Pool and Spa. You can too. They have Fantasy and Caldera hot tubs in stock and ready for delivery. Luxury Pool and Spa also carries Sirona Spa chemicals and frog systems. I use both in my hot tub. You gotta have them. Luxury Pool and Spa also has Pollywood Adirondack outdoor furniture for sitting around your fire pit with family and friends. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
The lack of three-point shooting, and that was something you pointed out. They went 7 of 36 from behind the three-point line. You cannot have your best outside shooter, Duncan Robinson, coming off the bench. You may have been able to get away with that in 1996. You can't get away with that in 2026. That outside scoring, when Cade Cunningham goes 5 for 26 shooting the basketball, who was going to be that person on the outside from the perimeter that was going to relieve that kind of pressure? That's what I'm trying to figure out from the Detroit Pistons. Can they win that way? In modern basketball, we're going to see. And we're about to find out, because after losing to San Antonio last night, they have Oklahoma City, Cleveland, Orlando, Cleveland, San Antonio. Those are the next 5 games. We're going to find out a lot more about the Detroit Pistons, because they're no longer the hunter. They are now the hunted.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
It's going to be a busy day, busy few days up on the hill for the Razorbacks. Here's your Razor Hog update. Starting in about an hour, you got Arkansas baseball looking for a little payback after losing 12-4 to Arkansas State yesterday. Starting lineup is out. Got a lot of the regulars back in there. Mike Anu leading off, playing in center field. Ryder Helfrich is your catcher, batting second. Reese Robinette at third base, hitting third. Kahio Aloy back out in right field. I thought he played well at third base yesterday. He is in right field, hitting cleanup. Nolan Souza. Wait, that was Souza at third. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Aloy in right field. Souza is playing second base today. That means, yeah, no Cam Kojal in the lineup. So Souza at second, then you got Stewart as a designated hitter. He made his second start yesterday and hit his second home run. So he's getting a chance to get in the lineup as the designated hitter. Pompey is over at third base, hitting seventh. Christian Turner, the freshman, is back out in left field. And Brumbaugh, the other freshman, is at shortstop. He got the day off yesterday. So a couple freshmen in the lineup. And DeCreamer is your starting pitcher. That game starts in about an hour. Razorback basketball in action tonight. They host Texas A&M. 8 o'clock start. The Bet Saracen Razorback basketball postgame show will get started probably around 10:45 tonight. We'll be at Walk-Ons. If you want to watch the game tonight, hang out with a bunch of Razorback fans, come on out to Walk-Ons, have dinner, have a couple drinks, watch the Razorbacks as they take on Texas A&M. And then the softball, the Woo Pig Classic, gets started tomorrow. The softball team will be playing, I think it's 5 games, 5 games over the weekend, and 1 loss on the season, trying to finish the non-conference strong before they start conference play. By the way, Bet Saracen has Arkansas an 8.5-point favorite tonight over Texas A&M. The over-under is 170.5. You know, it hit me today because I feel good about this game. Maybe I shouldn't, because Florida's coming up, looming. Could we have a little letdown? You know, Coach Calipari told us after the game on Saturday that he was prepared for this team to have a huge letdown, a big letdown after the Alabama game, after playing double overtime, after losing on the road, driving back, getting back late, not having a lot of in-between time. And he was proud of the way the team played. Could this be the game where they have the letdown? Could this be when maybe they're looking ahead to Florida? Should I feel a little bit more uneasy about tonight's game? With Buckyball, look, Texas A&M's had some nice wins on the road this year. I was looking at that yesterday. A&M net ranking of 40. Where are they? Their net ranking's 42. They are 8-6 in the SEC. 9-5 in the SEC. I'm sorry. They've got Arkansas, Texas at home, Kentucky at home, and at LSU. They're looking at this. Man, we finish strong, get a couple road victories, get a couple home wins. It'll help our seeding. A&M does have the worst record of all the teams at the top of the SEC against other projected NCAA tournament teams. They are 3-5 in 8 games against the best teams in the SEC. I did a whole list. We'll go over that list a little later. Of course, Florida has the best record. It's 7-2 against other potential NCAA tournament teams. But when you look at A&M and what they've been able to do on the road this season, I was kind of impressed. They've got road victories at Auburn, which Arkansas wasn't able to do. They lost at Tennessee. They won at Texas. They won at Georgia. They barely lost to Alabama, at Alabama, 100-97. They lost at Vanderbilt and got a victory at Oklahoma. So it looks like they're 4-4 on the road. Is that right? Or 3-3?
5-4.
So you know what? They've shown they can go out on the road and get victories in a hostile environment like Auburn, and played Tennessee really well. Got a victory at Texas. You know that's a huge game when Texas and Texas A&M plays. So they've shown a victory at Georgia where Arkansas couldn't win. They've done a couple things Arkansas hasn't been able to do. So they've been able to win on the road and play well on the road. And I'm not going to touch it, but if I was to take it, I would once again bet against Arkansas, just like I did with the Missouri game. I thought that was too many points. I think tonight's too many points. Not as confident on the over-under as I was last week. I thought that line was bad, and it turned out to be really bad. This week they've adjusted it, and it's gone up 10 points to 170.5. Let's see here. Against good teams, and A&M has given up 82 to Vandy, 86 to Missouri, 86 to Florida, 100 to Alabama. So their last 4 games against quality opponents that are going to the NCAA tournament. By the way, they lost all 4 of those. They've given up 186, 86, 82. Yeah, I think Arkansas is going to get theirs. I think they're going to get anywhere from 85 to 90-something points. It's just what can you hold A&M to? In those losses on the road, they scored 97, 67, 85, 69, and they just put up 80 and 75 against Oklahoma and Ole Miss. So, yeah, I'd probably lean over. Looking at something like 90 to 85, somewhere in there. Check out Bet Saracen and all their lines for tonight. Earlier, I got to sit down with Paul Biancardi on my show, More Sports, and he is the director of high school recruiting for ESPN. He is the guru when it comes to high school recruiting. He does their rankings and everything, and right now Arkansas is ranked number 2. And after getting Jordan Smith, that was a huge get for Arkansas. He was also ranked the number 2 player in the country according to ESPN. So I got to sit down with Paul Biancardi, and one of the first things I asked him was how big was it that Arkansas was able to get Jordan Smith?
It was the biggest on the board. He was the top uncommitted prospect along with Tyron Stokes, but Arkansas was not involved with Stokes. But Jordan Smith Jr., Wes, he's different. He's different than a lot of cats in this class. He's a great player, and he's a great winner. A lot of guys can be a great player. A lot of guys can be a great winner, but not be a great player. He's both. And he's been at the same high school for 4 years. He's played on the same travel basketball circuit, team takeover, for the last 4 years. So there's a lot to love about this young man.
You're around a lot of guys. How often do you see that? Same high school, same summer basketball team. That tells me a lot about that young man.
And when you get a chance to meet him, when he gets on campus, you're going to fall in love with him as a person. For example, his work ethic. I mean, he doesn't act like he's the number 2, 3 player in the class. He loves his teammates. He goes 45 minutes to school in the morning and 45 minutes home at the end of the day. He could easily go to school somewhere closer to where he lives, He could have went to a different type of prep academy and just live on campus. He wants to be with his teammates. He wants to be with his coach, and he wants to win. And that's what makes him different. The physicality is impressive. The skill level has improved tremendously. His defense is maybe the best in the class when it comes to on-ball defense. He makes multiple efforts each time on the defensive end. That's what makes him special defensively. I mean, yes, he's a chiseled athletic freak, but he also makes the efforts that you need both on the ball and off the ball. I mean, I can go into his analysis, but as a person, he's off the charts.
Wow. I've heard a lot about his defense, and you don't hear that about high school kids a lot, how good defensively they are. How big of a strength is that for him?
It's big because he comes in and he can help you win. As I said, he's a great winner. So if his shot's not falling or his assist to turnover ratio is not great in a particular game, he's not going to let that affect his defense. That's where he's unique. He's going to get up on the ball. He's going to help his teammates. He's going to try to block a shot, take a charge, and then he's going to try to rotate out. So he doesn't stop on the defensive end. And when you look at him offensively, yes, he's a great driver, finisher, very good free throw shooter, but the jump shot has made big improvement. A lot of defenders like to back up to slow him down. And when you back up, that's when he's going to pull up.
Can he be Darius Acuff's replacement at point guard, or is he more of a two?
He's probably more of a two by nature, but he's transitioning into trying to learn how to be a playmaker. Now, he can pass the ball and he can see it, but it's different. The mentality of a point guard is to run the team, set up your teammates, score with opportunity. And I think he's learning the balance of those two. He's definitely not a pure point guard, but because he has such great leadership skills, I could see him, Cal, handing the ball to him and having him run the team, but there'd be a lot to learn.
All right, I want to go down and ask you about another one, and that's our local guy that so many people are just in love with, JJ Andrews. What do you like the most about JJ?
I love his energy for the game. Another guy who does whatever it takes to make his team win. In my opinion, he's another great player and a great winner. He helped Bradley Beal Elite win the Peach Jam Championship. He was the MVP. That doesn't happen by accident. He's put his heart and soul into his player development, and it's paid off. Another guy who could have left his high school and gone anywhere in the country decided to stay home and be with his teammates and play for his coach. Both of these guys are very happy in their environments. They understand the importance of being connected to a group of people versus just playing somewhere. And he's a guy that really has jumped out on my board early in his career. The personality, the energy, the defense, the rebounding, and he is an elite athlete, much like Jordan Smith Jr. This class that Cal has put together, maybe the three best athletes that he's had in one class.
Well, and I know JJ personally and his family personally. And when you were describing Jordan Smith and some of his qualities and the person that he is, I thought you were describing JJ. So I know he's a great young man from a great family. And it sounds like they got another one with Jordan Smith. And to me, that goes a long way in the locker room. And that's just going to help next year's team when you have high character guys like this.
You have elite athletes, NBA athletes, guys with developing skill. Smith Jr. and JJ Andrews, their development on their skill level has improved a lot. They know who they are. They're not great three-point shooters. They're great drivers, finishers. Andrews is terrific in the post. His face-up game has improved tremendously, much like Jordan Smith Jr. They both really rebound. And if you know Cal like I do, you know, he made his name as a coach back in UMass by defending and rebounding. So these two players are going to fit the bill for Arkansas in terms of defense and rebounding.
Is JJ, what's he in? I mean, he's just a player. Is he a 3, a 2, or How do you describe his game?
Hybrid
Yeah.
forward. Just like Jordan Smith Jr. is a hybrid guard. I think in today's game, you don't put kids into a box. You let their skills and talent decide where they play on the floor and what they do during the game. I don't think either one right now is a great shooter, but they have great work habits. So I know they're going to become better shooters percentage-wise. I would bet they'll start off in the low 30s and inch their way up. But they know that's not how they can beat an opponent. But if you leave them open in a game, they're going to make you pay.
Does JJ remind you a little bit of Billy Richmond? His game, the slashing, driving to the basket, rebounding.
Yeah, a little bit of Billy. I think he's a better defender at the same stage than Billy was in high school. Billy's made tremendous progress under Cal, just sticking with things, driving, scoring, playing his role. And I think that J.J. Andrews is going to be a as good or better version of a Billy Richmond.
I saved Abdul Toure for last because I know how much you like him. I've read. You've been maybe his biggest fan for a while now. What do you like about Abdul?
Was with him in Italy at the Adidas Euro Camp for 4 days. I watched them practice, watched them play. Another guy who's not a great shooter, but much improved. His mid-range game stands out, and he understands that. He takes shots that he can make, but it's his athleticism. I mean, you talk J.J. Andrews, you talk Jordan Smith Jr., Toure is the best vertical athlete of the group, and that says a lot. He won the dunk competition at the City of Palms. He is a freak athlete. And his finish ability, just like J.J. Andrews and Jordan Smith Jr., is NBA-ish. These guys are tremendous inside the arc on the offensive end. All three can guard outside the arc and inside the paint. They have great versatility. And Abdul Toure, Wes, shot the ball really well from three at the City of Palms. I mean, he was in the high 30s percentage-wise, low 40s in a couple of games. You know their work habits are elite. That's why the improvement's going to come over time. They have not been shooters early in their career because they're so physically gifted. They could drive, they could post up, transition buckets. And now they're starting to understand that as they get older in the game, the defenses are going to be more sophisticated, so they have to make the shot. And they will. These kids are winners. They're elite athletes, great players. And when you look at Cal's recruiting, not just here at Arkansas, but over his resume, he has gotten some high character young men, people that the fans just fall in love with. Look at Wagner right now and Billy Richmond. Kids that are respectful. They respect the game. They respect their coaches. They respect their families. They respect the media. He's done a great job, and his staff, of evaluating the talent that can help Arkansas right away or in time, and kids that will represent the university in a first-class manner. That's hard to do.
It's a great class. Is there something that or somebody out there that they're after that could make this and push this over to being a special class?
Well, they're number 2 right now in our ESPN SportsCenter Next class rankings. They were outside the top 10, but with Jordan Smith Jr., bumped them up to number 2. I know they're still involved with Brandon McCoy, and that's a possibility. McCoy has 4 or 5 schools he's seriously looking at. I know they're going to try because these 4 guys can go in and play off of each other, with each other, because they're great teammates. They all understand winning. They all understand that if each other eats, as Cal likes to say, they're all going to eat well.
Paul Biancardi with me on More Sports. If you want to hear the full interview, go search for it on YouTube under More Sports, and you get to hear some more from Paul Biancardi. Good stuff from him. He is obviously very excited about this class, like I think a lot of Razorback fans are. You go out and get some bigs in the portal, and you can see, and then maybe a couple of guys come back from this year's team. Got to see, like a Billy Richmond, what happens with him, a Carter Knox, what happens with him, DJ Wagner. You have a foundation right there. A couple guys coming back, a couple freshmen coming in, and then a couple of transfer portal guys, and there you go. There's your 8-9 guy. Oh, Isaiah Seeley, forgot about him. Should not forget about him. You've got a foundation right there for another good Razorback basketball team next year, but we're not there yet. Got a big game against Texas A&M tonight, and we'll talk more about that when we come back. Andrew Hutchinson will join us, bestofarkansassports.com. We'll get his thoughts on Arkansas A&M. Hope it's not a trap game. Surely not, right? This team hasn't shown that this year. It may go something with the recruiting that Biancardi was just talking about. The staff has done a good job of putting guys together that want to win. So I'm not focused on anything but tonight and Texas A&M. We'll talk about the game when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Ortho Arkansas presents Razorback infielder Cam Koschel each week when he joins Morning Mayhem this baseball season. Ortho Arkansas, orthopedic care for everyday pain and injuries.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday, the Razorbacks fell to Arkansas State 12-4, but the Hogs weren't the only top college baseball team to lose. Georgia State beat number 5 Georgia Tech 9-4. McNeese State beat number 2 LSU 7-6, and San Diego State beat number 1 UCLA 4-3. The Razorbacks and Red Wolves play one more time today. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2 starting at 2:30. And tonight in college basketball action, the 20th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks host the Texas A&M Aggies. Tip-off from Bud Walton Arenas at 8 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and of course, coverage can be heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
What's on Tap? Brought to you by Flyway Brewing, weekdays in the zone, where we'll break down what you should be watching and listening for on The Buzz every day during the work week. Flyway Brewing, fresh beer starts here. Follow the migration, and the Little Rock location is now open in Breckenridge Village. Find out more about all they have to offer at flywaybrewing.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
At CertaPro this winter, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, paint in January or February, and CertaPro will cover the full cost of paint. Yep, we pay for the paint and primer, no matter what color you pick. We've got you covered. Hurry though, schedule now at CertaPro.com before the schedules fill up. You don't want to miss this. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro. That's painting happy.
It's the Hot Springs Boat Tackle and RV Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Hot Springs Convention Center. Over 100,000 square feet of boats and RVs on display and at discount show prices. A great selection of discount fishing tackle. Win a new Havoc VJ duck boat, courtesy of the Hot Springs Sentinel Record and Gregor Marine. Unlimited free parking. Adults $10, kids 12 and under free. Don't miss the best boat and RV prices of the year at the Hot Springs Boat Tackle and RV Show this weekend only at the Hot Springs Convention Center.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
Never too late to get your finances in order. Trying to help you at TruService Federal Credit Union. Still got the holiday bills piling up. They're ready to help you save money this year. TruService Community Federal Credit Union can help you get all these better rates, and they're there to give you guidance. When you become a member at TruService and you open a checking and savings account, you get access to low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. That's perfect for paying down high-interest debt. TruService may be able to help you lower your interest rate and your payment on your current auto loan. They may be able to reduce the term, too. Linda Jeffries, the CFO, and Ali Gonzalez can walk you through the process. It doesn't matter if it's a new mortgage, auto loan, auto refinancing, home equity loan, or just starting a savings account. TruService, here for you, here for the community. Check them out online at trueservice.net. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you. We're going to bring in Andrew Hutchinson. He's on the D3 Auto Sales Hotline, bestofarkansassports.com. What's up, Hutch? How are you doing?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Man, it's good. Big chance for Arkansas tonight. I feel like you beat Texas A&M. It's about like a 95% chance in my mind that they're going to be one of the top 4 seeds at the SEC tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually literally 5 minutes before y'all called me. I was looking at the SEC standings and kind of doing that math in my head, and I think that would really position them really well. Even if they don't beat Florida, if they can't catch Florida for the title, the regular season title, you at least want to be one of those top 4 seeds to get that. I guess it's a double bye and in Nashville. So big opportunity here, for that. And I mean, honestly, it's a big opportunity for a NCAA tournament seeding purposes as well. I was reading Joe Lunardi's latest thing, and he mentioned this game as a game where either team could move up a seed line depending on if they win. And right now he's got Arkansas slotted in as a 5 seed, and I think most college basketball fans know that 12-5 spot is a little bit precarious because that's where you see a lot of upsets. You don't see quite as many at that 4-13 slot. So that would also be huge for Arkansas as well.
One game at a time. Most important game is the one against Texas A&M tonight. But as you were thinking through that and kind of doing the math, what were you thinking for these last 4 games?
I really think if you can go 3-1, I think that would be ideal. I mean, obviously they're going to try to go 4-0. I mean, that's what you want from your team. But I honestly think 2-2 might be enough to get them to, that top 4 seeds for the SEC tournament. That puts you at 12-6. So I mean that it would be close. Depending on how everything else shakes out. I haven't completely examined everybody else's roster or their remaining schedules, but there's a lot of teams bunched up. And I'm looking here. Obviously Alabama and Tennessee both have 10 wins right now. Not Texas A&M, Missouri, Kentucky all have 9 wins. So there's not really a lot of distance between you and the rest of the pack. There's a pretty close bunch there, behind, Florida's got a 2-game lead, and that feels massive right now. So, it's I think if they go 3-1, you pretty much assured yourself a top 4 seed. I mean, I could be proven wrong. I haven't worked through all the math yet, but I think that would put you in a really good spot both for the SEC tournament and NCAA tournament.
When I looked at the remaining schedule for all these teams bunched at the top, the thing that I noticed, a lot of them are playing each other. So they're going to be, unless somebody just runs the table, like maybe a Missouri, and that was a great win for them last night, and they've got Mississippi State and Oklahoma, and then they finish with Arkansas. So they've got a chance to finish 12-6, a legitimate shot to be 12-6. But a lot of these teams, they're playing other good teams. And so I think you're going to see some, losses from all the teams at the top. So I think you could go 2-2 and still get into that top 4 seed. But if you were able to go 3-1, I feel really good about the chances for Arkansas. You were mentioning Lenardi. Best case scenario, let's say they do beat Florida. They finish 4-0. How high do you think they could get into his bracket? What kind of seed?
I mean, personally, I think they could climb to a 3 seed, don't you? I mean, especially if they, have a decent showing in Nashville. I mean, you don't necessarily have to win the SEC tournament, but if you don't go, 0-1 or 1 and done and lose to a team you're not supposed to, I mean, as long as you avoid that, I mean, I think you'd be in a really good spot for a 3 seed. Of course, it also depends on how everything else plays out and things like that. But their metrics don't look bad right now. I mean, I think they're 18 in the net or something like that. And I think they're 19 on KenPom. So I think they could climb to a 3 seed. But who knows how the selection committee will play out when they get together on Selection Sunday.
Of those teams that are right there at the top, close to Florida, who do you think is the biggest threat? You got Bama, Arkansas, Tennessee. Tennessee would need a lot to happen because they're 3 games back.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama, you think about that, when you talk about Arkansas and Alabama owns the head-to-head. If we're talking about seeding in the SEC tournament, that's something to keep in mind. At least you have the head-to-head against Tennessee if you end up with them. But I mean, Alabama, I think has the best shot outside of Arkansas. I mean, I feel like that's pretty much the consensus right now. And like everyone kind of feels like Florida, Alabama, Arkansas are kind of the top teams. I know Vanderbilt's kind of being talked about. But if you look at the SEC, they're kind of still riding their strong undefeated non-conference performance. They're sitting at 8-6 in conference play. So I really see it's going to boil down to, I think, Arkansas, Alabama is the biggest challengers for Florida when it comes to the SEC crown.
Tonight's game could go a long way in determining what happens with that top 4, but do you see one of those teams that's currently outside the top 4 possibly being able to move in?
Yeah, I mean, Missouri winning last night, I mean, I know Wes just mentioned it. I mean, that was huge, and I think Missouri ends the year with Arkansas, on their home floor. I mean, that's a big-time opportunity. So I think Missouri's kind of they're trending in a good direction. That would be one to kind of monitor. I'm not sure what Kentucky's closing schedule is, but Kentucky's also sitting right there. And, we all know they have a very talented roster. If they can put it all together, they've just been wildly inconsistent. So we'll see kind of how it all plays out. But Missouri is the team I'm kind of keeping an eye on. And even though they, just lost to Arkansas, but they did win that big one there last night against Tennessee.
A&M has a shot, and it all starts with winning tonight. Then they host Texas and Kentucky, and they finish at LSU. They've got a difficult schedule, but the opportunities in front of them to get into the top 4. And Kentucky finishes at home with Vandy, at A&M, and Florida at home. So they've got a tough, but if they run the table, they could be sitting there at 12-6 too. A lot to still be decided, and a lot of really good games coming up in the last week and a half in the SEC schedule. We got Andrew Hutchinson with us, bestofarkansassports.com. Hutch, when you look at Arkansas and what they did against Missouri on Saturday, and what Coach Calipari said after the game, he was expecting a letdown. And he was really happy with the team, the way they played, and they surprised him. Could tonight, or do you have any concern about tonight being the letdown?
I mean, it could happen, but I mean, again, if there was going to be a letdown, you'd think it would be after a double overtime heartbreaker on the road when you're down a couple of guys. I haven't seen the injury report. Was Seeley listed last night? I forgot to look.
He was. He was listed. I can't remember. I think he was probable.
Okay, so I mean, if you get him back, then you all of a sudden you have 8 guys. A&M is a little bit tricky. They do have that, the buckyball, fast pace, everything. I mean, I feel good about Arkansas being able to handle that. They like to play fast themselves and get out in transition. I just don't know. I mean, I guess you could say, maybe not necessarily a letdown, but a looking ahead to this weekend against Florida. But man, I mean, they showed me a lot, just like Coach Cal said, with how they responded and came out against Missouri. They didn't get off to the best start. I mean, Missouri came out and threw the first punch, but they fought back and really controlled the game from there on out. So I just think this team's mature enough that they can handle that and won't have that letdown. I mean, they could still lose. I just don't think it's going to be due to a lack of focus or anything like that.
What do you like about A&M?
I mean, they're really balanced if you look at it. I mean, I asked Coach Chuck Martin when we talked to him yesterday about it, and they're very balanced. Obviously, they have Rashawn Agee, I think is how you say his name, played for Eric Musselman at USC last year, and he's a seventh-year senior. So, I mean, he's a grown man, and he has been playing really, really well for Texas A&M. You look, and his numbers have actually gone up in SEC play. But behind him, I think they've got like 4 different guys averaging between like 9.7 and 11 points per game. So they're very spread out, evenly distributed, so you can't just focus on one guy. Even if you shut down a G, you got to worry about these other guys. They've got several guys that can shoot it. And plus they play their style of basketball. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have a very distinct buckyball style that is, going to be, they know how to do it. I mean, there's a reason A&M is a, NCAA tournament team in his first year, which I think is maybe exceeding some expectations. So I think that's going to be a good challenge for Arkansas because they're a very solid ball club, even if they don't have a Darius Acuff type superstar on their team.
Do you think Arkansas can handle the A&M pressure? Do you think that's even a factor tonight?
I mean, it's going to be a factor, and it may lead to a handful of turnovers more than we are used to seeing, but that's also because Arkansas turns it over less than most teams in the country. I think they're like top 10 in the country in terms of turnovers per game and in terms of taking care of the ball. So I think they're going to handle it just fine. There could be times where it's an issue, but I just think they've got enough guys that they can handle it. I mean, Darius is great. DJ coming off the bench has been really good with that. Malik can handle the ball. Billy can handle the ball. So I think they're going to be okay and can handle it. I don't think it's going to be the reason they lose if they lose.
Has anyone tried to pressure Arkansas full court like A&M will try? I was trying to remember this year, and maybe there was one non-conference game where there was some pressure, but most of the time you'll see like token pressure where they're just trying to slow them down and eat up some play clock, not actually pressing and trapping. But I just couldn't remember anybody that's done that this year.
Yeah, there was somebody earlier in the year. I remember thinking I remember it catching Arkansas off guard, and I think maybe they turned the ball over once and nearly turned it over again. And I think Cal called a timeout. I can't remember who it was against, but it was definitely earlier in the year. But they quickly figured it out, and because you don't want to press too much because, again, they're so good in transition. Yeah. They can make you pay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would like to see Arkansas make A&M pay for that and get dunks, layups, easy transition points, and then A&M's like, well, we can't do that against Arkansas, and that takes away a major weapon for A&M.
And that's their identity. And so it's going to be interesting. I mean, if they do make them pay, like, will they stick to it, or will they back off a little bit? And if they do, then you're getting them out of their game and getting them uncomfortable. Then you got to really feel good about where you're at.
$1 million question. Malik Ewan, does he build off of that performance Saturday, or is it, the inconsistent Malik Ewan?
I would like to think yes, because we've seen him play well for stretches and then he'll disappear. But I do think Chuck Martin said the other day they've drawn some things up for him, designed some plays for him, try to get him aggressive, and I think that. I mean, think about last year. Down the stretch, Jonas Adu came on strong, and he was very inconsistent early on, a non-factor even in some games, and then really came on down the stretch. And I think you got to give the coaching staff credit for that. And it's Trevor Brazile last year, same thing. Down the stretch, really came on strong. So I want to believe that that's going to happen again with Malik Ewan, and he's been a good player in his career. I mean, Florida State last year put up really good numbers, so I think maybe we saw the light switch come on, and he can turn this corner and be that dominant big man type guy that they need down there in the post that they thought they were getting from when they got him out of the portal.
I think, and my theory is, with Ewan, you have to get him involved offensively, and once he scores a couple of baskets, it just elevates the rest of his game, his defense, his rebounding, his shot blocking. Once he feels a part of the game, then he really starts playing better. And so that's what I noticed. They tried to get him involved offensively. And I think that's what they're doing, is running some actual set plays to get him the ball in a position where he likes it, where he can go to work, and then that just elevates the rest of his game.
Yeah, I think that's exactly. I mean, he is an offensive player. Like that. That's his strength. When they brought in Nick Pringle, it was, hey, we need you to come in and do the dirty work. You be a defensive force, grab rebounds, things like that. Ewan was more of a, hey, we need you to be a productive offensive player. I mean, the guy shot nearly 60% from the field last year at Florida State, averaged 14 points, but wasn't a big, shot blocker, averaged less than a block per game, less than a steal per game. So he wasn't a super big impact on that end of the floor. And so I think that is he's more comfortable when he's scoring the ball, and that naturally. I mean, just think of anybody. If you're producing and playing well on the offensive end, you're going to have more energy and more adrenaline to give you that oomph you need to provide what you need on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. You think about it, it makes sense. If that's your identity, you think of yourself as an offensive player, but yet you're not used offensively with your new team, then what are you? And I think we've seen that at times with Malik Ewan.
And you got to kind of find your role too. I mean, last year's Florida State team, I don't believe was very good. Yeah, they barely finished over 500. So he was the star. He was the guy. You're not the guy when you've got Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Trevor Brazile. You got to find your role, and I think we saw a little bit of that last year on the team. And I think that's one reason why John Calipari's teams over the years have traditionally gotten better as the season goes on, because they're kind of feeling things out and feeling out, what roles they're going to have. And I think that may also be a factor here with Ewan, because he's figured out what his role is on the team and more comfortable in that role.
Hutch, we appreciate it. Thanks for previewing the game with us tonight. We will talk to you soon.
Yeah, no problem. Talk to y'all later.
Andrew Hutchinson, Best of Arkansas Sports, joining us on the D3 Auto Sales Hotline. We'll wrap this hour up. We can take some phone calls, talk more about the A&M game. How do you feel tonight? I'll give you my key and why I think some players will have a nice game tonight for Arkansas. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices. Like ping pong. Right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Every morning, we rise and shine. Make breakfast,
and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Arkansas, stop paying full retail prices. Head to Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse, where prices and customer service can't be beat, where inventory is stocked and ready to be loaded. Find us at 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Waterproof vinyl starting at just $129 a square foot. Tile deals all day, every day for under $1 a square foot. Waterproof hardwood around $2 a square foot. Need more? Exterior pavers and stone, butcher block countertops, roofing shingles, faucets, you name it, we've got it. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse, built to save you money.
They want a break. You need a break. We have the solution. This spring break, Arkansas State Parks offer just about any kind of experience you could imagine. Outdoor adventures that put you in a kayak, on a mountain bike, beside a waterfall, or immersed in Arkansas history you've only read about. Or slow it down. Put your feet up by the fire at a lodge and take in scenic views that help you reset and recharge this spring. Affordable and easy spring getaways are waiting. Plan yours at arkansasstateparks.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at trueservice.net.
Back at it, Out of Bounds, wrapping up our second hour. During the break, I looked it up. A&M's not a big team. They're not a shot-blocking team. Texas A&M ranks 185th in the country in block shots per game. This is a game for Arkansas. This is where you drive, paint points, paint touches. I mean, you just put your head down. This is a Billy Richmond game. Get to the basket and finish. This is a Darius Acuff game. You know what? Not every game's a Darius Acuff game, but no shot blockers in there. I fully expect Arkansas just to attack. This could be a game for Trevin Brazile. I mean, they don't have those big physical guys. Now, AG is a tight end playing basketball with a big wingspan. I don't see Brazile having to guard AG. I think that would be a mistake. But I think this is a game for Ewing. I think this is a game that is really an Arkansas strength. Points in the paint. And we've seen several games this year where they've had 60-plus points in the paint. This should be another game like that where they just attack Arkansas or attack A&M time and time again. And if A&M tries to press and they handle that press, then I don't see that lasting very long. Let's go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. 601 was talking about Southern Miss, and he said, yes, sir, we hosted a super regional against Tennessee when they won the World Series, and Tennessee fans are still mad because we don't have an Applebee's in Hattiesburg. Shots fired. Good for you. Yeah, Southern Miss got a good baseball program. How do y'all feel about the new challenge system for baseball? Seems like it's showing up a lot of the umps. You know what? Get the call right. You don't get shown up.
Something they've been working towards for a while. And with replay system and all the sports, it's something that is needed. And it'll be interesting to see if they continue to add to what they're willing to review.
I have not watched the spring training game, so I have not seen it in effect yet. So I have no thoughts on it yet, but I do like the fact that you can fix a blown call, and I'm a fan of that. Matt in Bauxite says, not only did Little Rock blast the Diamond Hogs one season, that season was when the Hogs went all the way to the finals in Omaha. I think most of the outcries from the old heads that think the Hogs would always beat the in-state school no matter what. Matt, thank you for the text. Brian in Redfield says, according to Grok, is that how you say it? Grok? Grok?
Not familiar with it.
You know, on Twitter where you can ask Grok. It's almost like Twitter's AI.
Yeah, not familiar with it.
Well, anyway, no team, Division I team, has ever lost to a mid-major by 9 or more runs the year they won the national championship. Well, good. Then Arkansas can still win a national championship since they only lost by 8. Thanks, Brian. I know what this is JW. I know what I'm about to say is going to be thumbs down to a lot of you, but I'm a realist. I learned to pay attention to sports over span of time. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. This Arkansas Razorback baseball team will probably be the worst that Van Horn has ever had. And I don't want to hear the batting average that doesn't help when you're losing middle of the week. Pitching is awful. We can't hit. We don't have no real ace as a pitcher of years past. I know a lot of you would like to hang on, but you have to just see it. Thanks, J-Dub. Wish there was a way I could, star that and save it so we can read it later on and laugh all together. But I can't. Arkansas is taking 0 charges. Why? Wouldn't that help the interior defense? Yeah, we've addressed this before. If you watch college basketball, how many charges have you seen this year? I watch a ton. I think I can count with 2 fingers. Not one hand. I think I've seen 2 charges all year. It's so hard. They've changed the rules. You've got to be completely set before the defender even takes off. It's more difficult than ever to draw a charge. This started several years ago. In fact, Musselman was still the coach, and he said, look, guys, you can't take a charge anymore. Just use the principle of verticality. Jump straight up in the air with your hands straight up. You're not taking charges. Nobody's doing it. It's not Arkansas. It's just hard to get a charge call. It's not worth taking the chance. Final hour next.
Hey, it's David Basil from my good friends at Bath Fitter. I've been working with Bath Fitter for over a decade now. They're a family-owned business that's been around for over 40 years. They are the pioneers of the acrylic bath industry. Bath Fitter offers a one-of-a-kind remodeling process that's easy and stress-free. They offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers, and with their seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you can refresh your shower space in no time. They can even convert your existing bath into a shower. Check them out online at bathfitterlittlerock.com and tell them Basil sent you.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classic and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Sunny Ever Special Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is Pat Bradley, and Happy New Year from the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. Maybe you made a New Year resolution to eat better, and Wood Grill Buffet has a huge 200-item buffet of fresh, delicious dishes to make the New Year special. Or maybe your resolution is to lose weight. Wood Grill is a huge salad bar and lots of hot veggie items. We'll also cater and bring all the food to you, and you can get it with a quick call or online order to pick up. If you're like me, let's enjoy some great basketball and some great food from Wood Grill Buffet. Two of my favorite things. They're open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner at the Congo Road exit in Benton.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Former Lonoke County Clerk Don Porterfield posted a resignation letter on Sunday effective immediately. The county judge's office says they will now be providing monitors for the election. Current Chief Deputy Shauna Rogers is now the acting clerk. She can't be appointed to the position since she's also running for county clerk. The Quorum Court will hold a special meeting this Friday, declaring a vacancy and recommend the governor make an appointment. This comes as plenty eyes across the state watch the race for Lonoke County Sheriff. The candidates are current Lonoke County Sheriff John Staley, David Buford, and Aaron Spencer. In other news, an Arkansas-based film called King Snake is looking to cast multiple roles. It's being directed by Arkansas native Jeff Nichols. The casting company needs boys between the ages of 9 and 15 and must be under 4 feet 6 inches. The deadline for the first round of submissions is 6 p.m. today. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Happy Wednesday. It's generally going to be a cloudy day, mild with a high of 68, maybe a little breezy today too. Tonight, a slight chance of a shower, 10% chance of rain with an overnight low of 53 degrees, but a 30% chance of light rain showers tomorrow with an afternoon high on Thursday of 69. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
Tune in each week to Out of Bounds to hear from Lonoke Steel Eaves. Omaha is the goal, and we're looking for a great season. Steel Eaves is brought to you by Stephen Elmore with Shelter Insurance. For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Stephen Elmore or give him a call at 501-537-0959.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including four-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Poen, founded over a decade ago by Daniel and Vanessa Ellison. They lease and sell trucks, trash carts, roll-off dumpsters, and street sweepers. Proud to be Arkansas's only authorized dealer for New Way refuse trucks and Timco street sweepers, your authorized dealer for Galfab roll-off and hook lift trucks. You can get parts and service for all makes and models with technicians traveling the state to take care of you.
AME, it's the service after the sale.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Swart in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, vests, sweaters, slacks with UCA or Arkansas gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Swart, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Swart, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Shelter Agent Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff, Paul Killingsworth in Cabot, or Chris Allen in Stuttgart today.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part? It's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Top users make between $200 to $300 per month.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOOD25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Oh, man, I just pulled up our soundboard and see all these NFL clips at the Combine. That's exciting. We've got some football to discuss. First, we're going to start with Team USA. They visited the White House. Here's Jack Hughes.
Well, we're athletes. We're so proud to represent the U.S. And when you get the chance to go to the White House, meet the president, we're proud to be Americans, and, that's so patriotic. So no matter what your views are, we're super excited to go.
How do you feel about the women not going?
Everyone's giving us backlash for all the social media stuff today, but it's so negative. People are so negative out there, and they're trying to find a reason to just, put people down and make something out of almost nothing. I think everyone in that locker room, knows how much we support them, how proud we are of them, and we feel the same way we feel about them. We know they feel that way about us.
Okay, I missed something. What's the? Is there controversy there?
No, the women didn't go. They declined. So, President, he made a joke about, both teams winning. He's like, so now we gotta invite the women, and then women, they turned down the invitation.
Did they give a reason?
Not that I know of. They just didn't want to go.
Oh. Well, here is President Trump talking about it. The American goalie that was awesome.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practiced that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I looked it up. The women's hockey team expressed gratitude for the recognition of the achievement, but cited previously scheduled academic and professional commitments. Their schedule was full. That's why they couldn't go. That's what they said. Sad news over the weekend. Rondell Moore taking his own life. Here's Kevin O'Connell.
Rondell was, such a positive smile every day, brought energy every day. It was just so unfortunate that, we didn't get as much time as we would have wanted, both on our team, with the season, obviously with the injuries. But to hear that news, Tatum, was it's hard to even explain, how you feel as a head coach. I try to be much more than just a coach to these guys. I try to be whatever they need from me. I try to be that. And when in many ways something like this happens, we all look at it in a way of, what more could we have done to help Rondell and what are we doing as an organization? And I think we have the most unique, best organization on the planet, really, to be for our players, about our players' growth and development. But there's always more, and there's always new ways and different ways to constantly be supporting these guys so that they know we love and care about them, and they can be the best versions of themselves when they're Minnesota Vikings. But incredibly difficult news, and quite honestly, something that I'm still struggling with today. And moving forward will likely be the case for quite some time.
You turn on the NFL Network and watch the Combine next couple of days. It's going to be fun watching some college guys and Razorbacks at the Combine. John Harbaugh talking about the Combine.
There's tons of work to be done. I mean, it's not just the Giants. I mean, I promise you, every single team, there's like loads and loads, heaps and mountains of work to be done, and we dig in. Another thing I do here is I watch tape. So I don't spend a lot of time watching the workouts because those are on tape. So I spend my time in my room. I have an office set up. I'm watching college tape because I need to get caught up and get ahead on seeing all the prospects. So, there's a lot of work to do.
That's interesting. He uses the Combine as a chance to get away to do all of his film study. Not worried about what's going on at the Combine because he can watch that later too.
Oh, yeah. They got plenty of time to evaluate.
Let's go to Sean Payton, Denver Broncos. Davis Webb is going to be not only the offensive coordinator, but calling plays.
First off, I think it was something that I kind of knew, during the year. He and I visited on a handful of occasions. We're talking about Davis Webb. He's extremely talented. With regards to play calling, it's something that, I think he'll be really good at it. And I know that's like, man, are you going to give up play calling? And I would only do that if I felt like it would help our team. I'll still be involved with what we do offensively, just like what we do defensively. But I do think he has a gift. I think he's real sharp. I'm glad he's on our staff.
Then we go to the Lions and Dan Campbell. Is he talking about his offensive coordinators too? What's
this?
He's
talking about one that that they potentially wanted, and then he talks about the OC that they actually ended up with.
I love Blau. I mean, he was one of the guys that I wanted to bring in, and Coach Quinn and those guys went ahead and named him OC, which is smart by them. I think Blau is a young, rising coach in this league. I've been around him firsthand, and he's another one, man. He's sharp. He understands football and quarterback play. He knows the run game. And he's a detail guy, and he's competitive, man. He's very competitive, so I think he's going to do a great job. It was just the way that he talked and the way that he saw the game. Man, his confidence, his conviction, his knowledge, his detail and everything, and why he was doing what he was doing and what he was thinking and how he was teaching it. throw curves balls at him, man, he was all over it. It was good, man. It was, I just loved the way that I loved his presence, and I loved the way that he taught, and I loved the detail behind it. And then I've seen the tape. I know what the tape is. And I just think he's a creative guy and can make things happen with, tell me what I got and I'll figure this out. I love that.
Sounds like a very good fit for the Lions. Now we move on to Tennessee. Here's Robert Saleh, and he's discussing his quarterback, Cam Ward.
He's in there every day. He's working out, but I don't think there's a day that he goes by without popping in, saying hello. I think he knows everybody in the building's name, which I think is impressive for a young quarterback, for a young man just in general. He's very personable. It is very important to him. That building is very, very, very important to him, and you can tell that he wants to lead it, and he's learning every single day what it takes to be a leader. And there's no doubt, I've said it before, a man who's built the way he is, who's wired the way he is, who works the way he does, it's very rare that those people don't find success.
Now we'll go to Mike LaFleur, and he's talking about the rookie quarterback of 2026.
You be open and embracing playing a rookie quarterback as early as this season?
I'm open and embracing playing the best quarterback possible for the Arizona Cardinals, and so we're still working through that process right now, and there's going to be a lot of factors.
One of the things that came out at the Combine out of Arizona, I guess is it their owner that said, or maybe their GM said that he had discussions with Kyler Murray, and it came out the Combine, there has not been any talk since the end of the season with Kyler Murray.
Probably the GM. Probably because he's still there, and Mike LaFleur has just gotten there. And ownership, they usually don't speak. They don't speak a lot.
Yeah, I know it wasn't LaFleur. It was the name I didn't recognize, so it was either the GM or the owner. But, yeah, sounds like a little bit of a mess in Arizona with the quarterback situation. Now we go down to Miami, another mess that they're trying to deal with. Here's John Eric Sullivan, the Dolphins GM, discussing Tua Tagovailoa.
Everything's on the table with Tua. I've said it multiple times today in different media outlets. We've talked to his reps. We've talked to him. We've explored the possibility of trades. We are very appreciative of everything that Tua has done and accomplished with the Miami Dolphins. It will be interesting to see where this goes with the Dolphins or elsewhere. Quinn Ewers is obviously on the roster. He did some nice things down the stretch. My job is to make this as competitive of a room as I can, and that goes really for every positional room. We'll see what that looks like down the road. There's a lot of factors at play. I can't give you a definitive answer today. A lot of conversations that need to be had, but every move you make affects the next one, so we'll kind of see how it all plays out.
As a Steelers fan, would you take Tua or Kyler Murray?
Kyler. Yeah, Kyler. They need somebody, and they've needed somebody for a while that is mobile. Justin Fields was that. Russell Wilson, they split time. Russell Wilson really isn't. But and Mike McCarthy even said for the offense he likes to run, mobile quarterback works best in that offense. So, yeah, Kyler Murray. And he's 27.
Yeah. Saw a NFL mock draft, had the Steelers taking Ty Simpson. Would you be good with that?
They need to give Will Howard a chance. That would be – but, I mean, all signs point to Aaron Rodgers returning.
Oh,
so
really?
That's where it's probably going.
All right, let's talk about some of the high-profile defensive ends. We'll start in Cincinnati. This is Duke Tobin, the Bengals' de facto GM, talking about Trey Hendrickson.
I don't throw anything on or off the table with Trey. We're excited about attacking this offseason. We have resources to attack the offseason in a big way, and we want to do that. In terms of how we're going to do that, how we're going to allocate our resources, who is it going to be on, our own free agents, what's our intentions there. I'm not going to get into that right here. It's just not the time to announce that to the rest of the league. So that's the best way I can answer that.
And in Vegas, you got the Max Crosby situation. And their GM has some things to say.
Max is an elite player, and I've been very upfront from the start when I got here that, you know, we're in the business of having really good players on the team, and we need a lot more of them. And, you know, it's hard to build a great team without elite players.
What has been your communication like with Crosby over the last, I don't know, month or so?
Max and I have a great relationship. He's in the building every day, getting healthy right now. We talk on the phone, we text. So I have a great relationship with Max.
Now to the 49ers. John Lynch discussing Trent Williams.
Recent weeks I've met with both Trent and with his agent, Vincent Taylor, and had really good, productive, and substantive meetings. And so here's what I know. Trent loves being a Niner. We love having Trent as a Niner. And it's up to us to figure that out and to thread that needle. There's some unique circumstances in that we all know what Trent is as a player, how great of a player he's been. You know, he's going to be 38 years old, and so there's some things that go into that. But I think we're all on the same page and feel very positive about where that's going.
Now to the Texans. Nick Caserio, their GM, discussing C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Those two players are really good players. They've helped our program win a number of football games. So we'll kind of take it one day at a time and just try to piece the team together and, you know, try to do ultimately what we feel makes the most sense for our team and the organization. So no timetable on anything, but, you know, we'll kind of handle business as business is being done.
Funny. It's a common theme. All these teams working on contracts, extensions, or renegotiating.
That's where we start hearing about it in combine, and then free agency is starting up here in a couple of weeks.
Now to New England. Elliott Wolf, their executive vice president of player personnel, discussing their left tackle, Will Campbell.
Will specifically, when he came back from that injury, I personally didn't see the same level of lower body strength that you saw before the injury, and I think, you know, the film would attest to that. Like, he probably had 3 of his 4 worst games in the playoffs. But before that, I thought Will played really well all year. I know everyone talks about the arm length, but he has a set of skills that enable him to play with that arm length. He's really quick out of his stance. He's technically sound. He's adding more and more different pass sets to his tool bag that he can use to combat different rushes. And again, he's 22 years old, and we expect some improvement out of him as well.
Another player that they're looking at combine-wise, Miami defensive end Reuben Bain Jr.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has been said about his arm length, and there are teams that say they're not worried about that. They say it's more about the play, the film they see on him, and what he can do. And a number of coaches were even asked about it, and Robert Saleh being one of them. He said his tape is undeniable. He's an unbelievable football player. He plays with great violence. His football IQ is off the charts.
Yeah, that's all you need to see, right? Turn on the tape and watch that dude play.
There's a good player. He gets after the quarterback, and that's what teams are looking for these days.
There's some significant college football news that may be huge if it is passed. This has come out in the last hour. The NCAA Football Oversight Committee is recommending to the Division I cabinet to adopt emergency legislation that will penalize schools who get transfers without the player entering the portal, i.e., tampering. The penalties would include a 6-game suspension for the head coach, a 20% reduction in the football budget, and a reduction of roster spots. They would lose, regardless of the coach's employment the following year, 5 roster spots off the team. And being fined 20% of your budget, that's significant. And losing your head coach for 6 games would be pretty significant too, I would say, for half the season, half the regular season. So this is looks like something serious that they want to try to do something about tampering. And good for them.
Problem is proving it.
Well, you had some school. Well, who was it? It was
Ole
Clemson.
Miss. Ole Miss.
They had the text from Ole Miss to the player
Yep.
who wasn't in the portal.
Well, I thought he had been in the portal, but yeah, he had been in the portal, ended up at Clemson, but Ole Miss was a player the entire time. And then when it was figured that he was going to Clemson and that was set in stone, then Ole Miss came back and said, no, we're still going after him.
Yeah. We'll give you $2 million. More than double your salary, because he was getting $800,000 from Clemson. All right, let's go to the NBA now. Last night, Bucks, Heat.
32% from 3, walking right into it. Bobby pulls it in. It's a 2-point game. Wide open, Kevin Porter Jr. checks his feet. Oh, my goodness, what a shot! What a time for KPJ to do that!
Bucks get the win against the Heat, 128 to 117. Let me see here what old Bobby Portis did last night.
He had at least 5 threes. That highlight there, that was his 5th three of the game.
He was 5 of 10 from the three-point line, 8 of 14 from the field, had 21 points, couple rebounds, assists. So Portis tied for second as far as leading scores for Milwaukee last night. Good game from Bobby. How did he do in the three-point shooting contest?
He didn't make it out of the first round.
Now we go to the Cavs and Knicks.
A swipe for Allen, long strike. Oh, Jared Allen, the throw takes flight.
5-point game, under 2 to play in this first half. On the drive, Wade.
Allen again. He's got a vendetta against that rim.
Cavs win 109-94. We finish up with OKC, Toronto.
Behind the back, what a pass! J. Will sets it up on the cut. Wiggins with the jam. Harris got nowhere to go with the basketball, threw it right into the arms of Wallace. Another steal. 2-on-1. Joe, catch fire 3. That is good!
Isaiah Joe, 22 points last night. He hit 6 threes, 6 of 11 from the three-point line, 7 of 14 overall. Had a couple rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers, 2 steals. Very productive 32 minutes, 22 points for Isaiah Joe. We heard J. Will in there. Yeah, he played 16 minutes, had 2 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. So good night as Oklahoma City beats Toronto 116-107. That is a look at what's trending, and we'll hit our break. When we come back, 30 more minutes to go. We'll hit the D3, the Middleton Heat and Air text line. We can hit the D3 Auto Sales hotline. You can call somebody. Or better yet, you can call us. 661-1037. I'll also check live fan feedback if you're watching on 1037thebuzz.com or on the app. Don't forget, you can hit us up there. Yeah, we got a couple over there. We'll hit those when we come back. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
This is Sports Center.
Yesterday, the Razorbacks fell to Arkansas State 12-4, but the Hogs weren't the only top college baseball team to lose. Georgia State beat number 5 Georgia Tech 9-4. McNeese State beat number 2 LSU 7-6, and San Diego State beat number 1 UCLA 4-3. The Razorbacks and Red Wolves play one more time today. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2 starting at 2:30. And tonight in college basketball action, the 20th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks host the Texas A&M Aggies. Tip-off from Bud Walton Arena is at 8 p.m. The game will be televised on ESPN2, and of course, coverage can be heard right here on The Buzz. I'm Trip Keeter for The Buzz Radio Network.
U.S. Truck Accessories presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show from U.S. Truck Accessories in Conway and Searcy. Your #1 Central Arkansas source for camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, and more. Veteran owned since 2002. Online at ustruckaccessories.net.
They want a break. You need a break. We have the solution. This spring break, Arkansas State Parks offer just about any kind of experience you could imagine. Outdoor adventures that put you in a kayak, on a mountain bike, beside a waterfall, or immersed in Arkansas history you've only read about. Or slow it down. Put your feet up by the fire at a lodge and take in scenic views that help you reset and recharge this spring. Affordable and easy spring getaways are waiting. Plan yours at ArkansasStateParks.com.
At CertaPro, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, and CertaPro will cover the cost of paint and primer. Hurry, though, as these incredible savings only apply to jobs done in January and February, so make sure to schedule yours today. Since these are the slowest months, CertaPro just wants to keep great crews busy. It's that simple. Don't wait. Schedule today at CertaPro.com before the schedule fills up. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. CertaPro, that's painting happy.
Hawks Homes run an inventory clearance. Now you can save thousands on remaining clearance models. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. Don't have land yet? Don't worry. Hawks can finance the land and the home together in one payment. And now through the end of March, Hawks has lenders offering $500 down land home loans with certain credit scores. Remember, we can custom build your new home for you as well. That's hawkshomes.net.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or trying to do it yourself. I did that one time and almost killed my yard. Sanders Ground Essentials saves you time and money and makes your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Don't wait. Do it now. Call Sanders Ground Essentials and get started with Sanders Ground Essentials Weed Control Program. Servicing all of Central Arkansas, including Benton and Bryant, on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Out of bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
If you'd like to get your finances right in 2026, I got a great idea for you. It's TruService Federal Credit Union. They are helping you save, better rates, and some guidance. Take that financial stress off of you and your family. When you become a member at TruService and open a checking and savings account, you get access to low rates for auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest credit cards in the nation. That's perfect for paying down some of that high-interest debt. TruService may also help lower your interest rate and your payments on your current auto loan. They may be able to reduce the term, too. Linda Jeffries, Ali Gonzalez, they'll walk you through the process. It doesn't matter if it's a new mortgage, auto loan, auto refinancing, home equity loan, or just starting a savings account. TruService is here for you. They're here for the community. Check them out online at TruService.net. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you. Diamond Hogs off to a much better start today. They scored a run in the first. Got a Kahia Aloy single to score a run. Had runners on first and third and one out, but Nolan Souza hit into a double play. So Arkansas leads 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Stewart getting the start again today as a designated hitter. Had a leadoff single. He's hitting 500 now. I tell you what, if you hit, you're going to get in the lineup for Arkansas right now, especially with the way some of these guys are hitting. That's what we have over on live fan feedback. Someone was saying it's not the loss, the midweek loss that bothers me. It's the amount of guys that are hitting below 200. Well, if you stretch that down to below 225, there's nobody really hitting under 2. Well, Brumbaugh, the freshman shortstop, is. He's at bat right now. But there are 1, 2, 4 guys, 5 guys in today's lineup hitting under 225 or 220. Yeah, when you have more than half your lineup hitting less than 220, it's not good.
Here's a chance to bring up those averages.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Early in the season like that, you get a 3 for 4 day, and all of a sudden you go from hitting 200 to 290. You know, things look a lot different. Brumbaugh just struck out swinging to end the inning. So his average is going down. It's been a tough start for the freshman shortstop, but he has played well in the field. Robert says, talking about the Dolphins, Malik Willis is their target. I saw Joe Shad tweet today, though, that the Dolphins may take a hard pass on Willis because of the demand. It sounds like, talking to folks at the Combine, that Malik Willis is going to get at least $30 million a year. At least.
In a current quarterback market, that's not bad. And the reason that the thought is he'd go there, connections are there with head coach, GM, but they did draft Quinn Ewers last year, so coaching staff gets in there, and if they like Quinn Ewers, they may decide to stick and go that direction. And now you have a quarterback that's on a rookie salary cap, rookie contract, and you don't have to worry about paying a quarterback.
Well, you're already paying a quarterback. Tua.
If they trade him, they're going to have to take on some of that, but they won't have to take on all of it.
Yeah, that's part of the issue. And then this is such a weak market for quarterbacks, you just suck it up, kind of tank, and play it out. Let Ewers find out about Ewers, get rid of Tua, and then go draft you a quarterback the following year. Do you take the chance on Malik Willis? And I say at least $30 million. He may get more than that. But that is kind of the talk after at the Combine on because there's so many teams that are looking at him that may be in the running, drive up the price a little bit. Supply and demand, right? 336 writes in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Wes, I have to say, after listening to your interview with Paul Biancardi, the incoming guys the next season doesn't sound like any of them were good shooters. Does that concern you a little bit? You know, Biancardi did say that they're not excellent shooters right now, but he did point out that all three have improved because they know that they're going to have to be able to shoot from the outside in college and in the NBA. I thought he made a very valid point that I never thought about. When you're physically better than your competition and you don't have to shoot the three, what do? You drive to the basket. You get layups and dunks. And because of their physical talent, that's what those guys could do. Now they're starting to work on their three-point shooting, and the hope is they'll become even better shooters. And you get to Arkansas, become a better shooter, and it's not a problem. But, yeah, as far as just a pure shooter, there's not a Malik Thomas in this group. Maybe that's a portal guy. Maybe that's something they realize that, look, we don't have great three-point. We're losing our two best three-point shooters in Acuff and Malik Thomas. We got to go hit the portal and find a good three-point shooter to help this team out. It's a good thing about the portal. Not only big guys, maybe go out and get a shooter in the portal. 501 says, first Trinidad Chambliss, then Charles Bediako, and now Chandler Morris for a 7th year. Wes, can we please stop the madness? When does it end? I think it ends with the courts. They keep coming back and denying these guys a 7th year, 6th year, or whatever the case. Then at some point, they'll quit trying. They'll quit hiring lawyers and losing and just say, you know what, my career's over. But when there has been some precedent out there, why not try if you're Chandler Morris? Why not try and get that 7th year? Don't think he's got an NFL career ahead of him, so why not go back to college and get paid? Everything
build
you can.
Off with what he just had with the year he just had with Virginia.
Jeff says, Arkansas was the runner-up in 2018. Arkansas, Little Rock beat us in 2019, so the years were off on one of those texts. But they did go to Omaha that year, right? 2018? Yes. The women's team had scheduling conflicts. They will be there later. Yes, and I did read that Trump, like I said last night at the State of the Union address, that they would be coming later and making it up. Men's. There we go. Yep, scheduling issues. Thank you. I looked it up. I'm not going into politics. Nope. Nope, not reading that one either. Wasn't the guy setting in class in Clemson? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, yes. Supposedly that was
what
happened, that he was in class when he got a text from Pete Golding.
Yeah. Yeah, he had already been started workouts with the team at Clemson, enrolled in class, and Golding kept on texting him and driving up the offer. And he left. He's at Ole Miss, which makes it even crazier.
Everything has a price.
Yeah.
It was proven there.
He was not at the portal at the time Ole Miss tried to take him. He had signed with Clemson, was enrolled and taking classes
He was
there.
previously in the portal.
Yeah, previously. He was at LACC. It was one of the California – was it Cal? I think it was Cal. He was at Cal and was all freshman as a linebacker and hit the portal, went to Clemson. And the rub is once you sign, you're done. You're out of the portal. But as we found out, with contracts,
supposedly,
you can buy them out or come to an agreement and still leave. Anyone sick on the basketball team? I remember Calipari saying something. They had a little illness going through, but the players were playing through it. But no one showed up last night due to illness on the availability report. So that's the good news. But they may be. Yeah, it sounds like the illness is running through the athletic department as a whole, and there could be. This is a good point from the 501. Double A. Acuff wasn't considered a shooter either. Man, has he developed his shot. Has it not just gotten better and better throughout the season? And he went through a little hot stretch where I think he was 6 of 10, then 7 of 10, 13 of 20 for 2 straight games. Now, the last game against Missouri, he was just 1 for 3. He was good at the free throw line. Set a career high in free throws. TP, change of heart? Dang. Arkansas 82, A&M 77. What's gotten into you, TP? The lack of a shot-blocking big man get to you a little bit for A&M. Arkansas should have a lot of success driving in the paint tonight. Should get a lot of point paints. I want to see A&M. I'm just curious, really, to see maybe A&M exposes Arkansas and something a team in the future can try to exploit, pressuring them. See how Arkansas handles that press, that trap from A&M. Can they get the ball inbounds? That's one of the things A&M will do after a made score. And Coach Z said that what makes them unique, too, they'll press and trap after a miss. Most teams don't do that. But where I've seen A&M have their most success is after a made free throw or a made basket. And they set it up, and teams have a hard time getting the ball in bounds. It's like it catches them off guard, and they have to burn a timeout, or they throw it away, or they throw it in a bad spot in the corner, and then the guy's trapped and has nowhere to go. He turns it over. So how does Arkansas handle that tonight? I'm just curious. I'm hoping that A&M does and tries it, and we get to see if Arkansas can pass that test. I'm very hopeful that Acuff can handle that, and DJ Wagner and the guards will be fine. And Malik Thomas. And I love the fact that they have a big guy in Brazil. If you get in a little trouble, just throw it up. He's coming to the middle, throw it up high, and he'll go up and get it and kind of bail you out. So they have the makings for a good press-beating team that can make you pay for trying to trap them and get some easy points. But that's kind of one of the storylines for tonight. 501 wants to know the latest on Knox. Any chance he returns soon? We have not heard one single thing since the press release announcing that he had surgery to repair a meniscus. That is it. No timeline was given. There has been nothing from the coaches in their press conference. Maybe tonight after the game, Coach Cal has asked for an update, but we're not expecting Knox back for a couple of weeks at best. It's been, 1 week since we found out about this? So you're looking at probably at least another week, probably 2 more, 3 more before he can do anything. By the way, DeCreamer is off to a great start for the Razorbacks. He has gone 3 innings, 3 up, 3 down. Let me make sure that no one came in and pitched the third inning. Nope, DeCreamer, 3 innings pitched, no hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks, 9 batters faced, 3 up, 3 down, 3 straight innings. So that's a positive development for Arkansas. Oh, they got a leadoff single from Micah New, bottom of the third. Oh, but Helfrich just lined into a double play to the shortstop. May have been a little hit and run on that play. Or not, Micah New got caught off a little too far. That's unfortunate. 1-0, bottom of the third, 2 outs, nobody on base for the Razorbacks. Peyton and Cersei says, give me the Hogs, 8.5 and the under. All right. You're fading me, Peyton. You're fading me. Earlier, I kind of talked myself. No, I said, I said I'll take the points in A&M. And I think I like the over tonight. I think it's a high-scoring game. Another high-scoring game. I think Arkansas is going to get close to 90 again. That's their average. And A&M, I pulled it up. I gave everybody what A&M has done. Their last 4 losses, all against teams that are going to the NCAA tournament, it appears. Now, they played better the last 2 games when they were playing against the bottom-tier teams in the SEC and got back on track. But when they have played here recently, the best teams in the SEC, they have lost. It was Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Vanderbilt. Back to back to back to back. They gave up 100, 86, 86, 82. And Arkansas is one of those highest-scoring teams in the SEC. I expect them to get very close to their average, anywhere from 88 to 95 points. And A&M can score it. In those losses to the 4 powerful teams in the SEC, they scored 97, 67 against Florida, 85 against Missouri, and 69 against Vandy. That Missouri game was at Texas A&M, 85-86. That's 171. That's just barely over tonight's 170.5. And that's kind of the pace that I'm expecting tonight. I think it's really close. I think they did a much better job with the over-under tonight than they did Saturday. I thought Saturday was just a no-brainer. Yesterday, we mentioned the dark horse and Cinderella for the big dance. In addition to that, who is the team no one is talking about that could absolutely make a run in March Madness? Well, that's a pretty good question. Something to chew on. Let me look here. I think Virginia would be in that category. Virginia has been playing really well as of late. They are 6-2 in quad 1 games. Looks like to be the second best team in the ACC next to Duke. Would Michigan State qualify for that? Because Izzo's like Mr. March. You expect Michigan State to make runs.
Mm-hmm.
And I like their team when Arkansas played them. People were talking about UConn, Houston, Iowa State, Florida, Purdue. Purdue? They're getting more love now. Their net ranking is up to 4. Purdue's trying to play their way into 1 seed, so that's not a team we can say. I would go Virginia. Not Texas Tech with the loss. TJ Toppin. How about Alabama? Could Alabama make a run?
They could. The way they play, wide open, spacing the floor, shooting threes, getting easy baskets, they could.
Their defense is suspect. That's the one thing that would scare me about a deep run. But, man, they're kind of like in that Arkansas category. They get into Sweet 16 and they're playing a team and they're on that night. They could light them up, and next thing you know, they're in the Elite Eight and rolling. Yeah, I would throw Alabama in that category. Good guard play. That's big in the NCAA tournament. Tennessee defensively is so awesome, and Nate Ament has been playing better, but they still have these spurts where they can't score. It's so weird. It's year after year, team after team, different personnel. I guess it's just you got to blame it on the coaching staff, and I love Rick Barnes. But why is it every year Tennessee offensively, you're just like, ugh, they got some issues.
Type of players they recruit.
I guess. I saw it last night against Missouri. You know, they played well in the first half, second half. They went through a little scoring issue, and Missouri ran away from them and got the home victory. Big win for Missouri last night. But defensively, dude, I love how they play.
That's always been an issue with Virginia for the most part. Over several years under their coach that retired, they always were great defensively, but they would get into a tournament, and if they faced a really good offensive team, they were always at risk of being bounced because they could be outscored by one of these great shooting teams just because they weren't capable in the same way. But Tennessee is not to that level of not being able to score like Virginia was traditionally.
Yeah, the development of Ament here recently has been huge for them. He's a guy that they can say, hey, go get us 2, and he can pull up and hit a 15-footer, and nobody's going to stop that. North Carolina, I was very impressed with them the other night, but I wouldn't put them in the category. Nobody's talking about it because it's North Carolina. Everybody talks about them. BYU with the injuries is falling off a little bit. St. John's, but I think they're in the category. You talk about St. John's. Louisville? How about we throw Louisville in that category? They're net ranking 16. They got that freshman guard, Mikael Brown. That could be another team nobody's talking about. All right, I'll put Virginia and Louisville in that category. Peyton and Cersei says Gonzaga's hot right now. They are, but people are talking about Gonzaga. So I wouldn't throw them in that category. Hell, Gonzaga could be their net ranking's 5. They're probably a 2 or 3 seed, and heck, if they run the table, win their what is the West Coast Conference, and maybe Illinois or Purdue or Florida falters, they could be a 1 seed. So I can't Peyton put Gonzaga in there, but you're right, they are hot. We got to take a break. Final one of the day. We'll come back and wrap this thing up. We can take a call. We can take a quick call if you want to jump in here. You got somebody, a dark horse nobody's talking about, 661-1037, and your thought on the game tonight. Arkansas, double-digit victory. Came close against Missouri. They scored late, make it 8. Stick around, it's Out of Bounds.
Arkansas is worth protecting. This is Secretary of State Cole Jester, Republican candidate for Arkansas Land Commissioner. As a constitutional lawyer and a strong conservative, I've fought to stop foreign countries like China from buying our farmland and made it easier to do business in Arkansas by cutting business filing times by 90%. That has earned the trust of leaders like Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Arkansas needs a land commissioner who will protect our state from foreign influence and defend our freedom and way of life. That's why I'm voting for Cole Jester for land commissioner. Cole Jester helped me win the fight to kick communist China off of our farmland and to ban men from women's sports. And as our Secretary of State, he helped make Arkansas #1 in the country for election integrity. Please join me in voting for a great conservative, Cole Jester, for land commissioner.
As land commissioner, I will put Arkansas families first. I'm Cole Jester, and I would be honored to have your vote on March 3rd.
Paid for by Cole for Commissioner.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Chad Kesterson in Arkadelphia, or Bo Beavis in Cabot today.
Love is in the air with our $400,000 Keys to My Heart promo at Southland Casino Hotel, and a new vehicle can be in your future. Earn entries playing on your Lucky North Rewards card through February 28. Each week, 100 winners will share in over $400,000 in free play. 10 members could win a share of $20,000 free play, a 2026 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 cargo van, or a GLE 350. New love means new wheels. February at Southland. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 28th as the women take on Southern Indiana at 1 and the men at 3. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Wednesday, when Rick Schaefer and I bring in some great guests, Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Kevin Bohannon, Scoop, and Scores. Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. Bart Reed, thanks to Martin Orthopedics, NFL agent and guru Chris Turnage, and Richard Davenport from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and HoHogSports.com. See you Wednesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
There's a place off Ocean Avenue where I used to sit and talk with you. We were both 16 and it felt so right. Sleeping all day, staying up all night. Staying up all night.
Back at it, finishing it up. Thank you for joining us today. Looks like the Diamond Hogs are in another battle. James DeCreamer was the story. DeCreamer went in, had a first, he's in the fourth, so he had 11 up, 11 down, trying to finish off his fourth inning. But Patrick Ingskov, Little Rock's own, just doubled up the middle and with 2 outs. And our guy still leaves is in the game in the top of the fourth. Razorbacks lead at 1-0. Got a couple of hits in the third inning, but couldn't score. Double play ball. Ingskov made a play at short and doubled off the runner at first. Ingskov having a good series. You know he's jacked up for this. Chance to beat Arkansas. Let's go real quick. We'll wrap up on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Why does everyone say guard play is so important in the NCAA tournament? I think when you get in close games like that, turnovers are so huge. And if your guards are turning the ball over, not controlling the game, you have problems.
Steals, turnovers, getting to the rim, getting easy baskets, free throws. They're usually your better free throw shooters.
Yeah. Very important pieces. 870 said yesterday. Oh, that's Joey. Joey said Virginia and Gonzaga. He said that yesterday, too. Maybe that's where I got it, because I heard you, Joey, and it was on the back of my mind. We are all caught up. I did it. Read them all. All right, coming up tomorrow, of course, a full recap of Arkansas and A&M. Hope you can join us for the Bet Saracen Razorback post-game show tonight after the game. And join us at Walk-Ons. It's always a fun night, hanging out there, having food and drinks, watching the game with a bunch of Razorback fans. We'll be there. Also, Richard Davenport will join us. Talk a little recruiting with him. Thank you for listening today, though. Stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.